just making sure I got all these settings correct before we start. I was going to do that, but I think it'll do double audio. I'm not sure how to change that just yet. It's fine. So we're going to play a little bit of Sleeping Dogs. Basically from where we left off. I'm so confused on where I am in this game because this version right now that I'm playing is on PS5. It's on PS5. And then I'm also playing this on
I talked to Mr. Chang's
PC when I
son
go to work.
today. He is doing very well selling
So
real estate in
I'm a
Central.
little lost at where I am because I'm in two different spots. Yeah. Let's knock out some. We're not doing that because that trash is hard, and I haven't upgraded at all. Triad Highway. I don't know what this is. We're gonna do whatever that is.
Hey, what can I do for you?
I'm looking for motorcycles
Don't
in
go
this
too
game.
crazy on this one. Wait.
I hope everybody's doing well. I was supposed to stream yesterday, but I was sick. As you can, well, I was about to say as you can hear my voice, but you might not be. Yesterday I wasn't feeling well, so I ended up not streaming. I pretty much slept most of the day yesterday. I slept most of the day, so it is what it is. But we're back. Alright. So we're going to be here for a little bit. I'm probably going to switch to OG's Sniper Elite 2 as well. Because I do want to put some time in with that at some point. So we're gonna look at a little bit of that as well today.
Wait, help! I'll come for
Oh,
money.
what?
That guy just took it. He tricked me.
Don't you fuckers ever learn? No way, asshole. That's my fake money.
Animation, but he always has to put his helmet on when he's on a motorcycle instead of just jumping on it and driving on. Like developers are like, no, we gotta trust the importance of safety. So jumping in this goddamn ads. Thankfully, I always leave a car behind when you jump in too. Jesus. You better be dead in the front seat. I was about to jump out and body you. I don't like this screen because it stops me from doing stuff. I often do more of those armored truck hijackings too, to be honest. I don't know what this is. I don't remember ever doing this. Because I'm angry from that last part, I'm gonna beat these guys up. Bro, hit somebody. Smooth. I wonder if they would ever put Adam Jensen in Fortnite. I don't know what that would even look like, but I'd be for it. The 18K movement, shipment of product across the street. Don't let their trucks reach Aberdeen. Oh. Oh, nice. I think I remember doing this on PC. I'm already not a fan of this. Ah! these parts. At least they give you infinite ammo. Driving this game kind of sucks. I think it always depends on the type of definitely game assist. There's a channel that there's a channel that I just I discovered a couple of days ago. And we're probably gonna watch some videos from me as well, because it has to do with finances, but it's pretty funny because you can kind of see like how crazy some people are with their money, and you can see how crazy some people are with their money, and just I find it funny. So we're probably gonna look at some of those videos as well. As part of the new thing on the channel. With like games kind of like this, or like Sniper. As a matter of fact, I want to do some story missions first. That way, if anybody does see what's happening in the story, they can actually hear what's going on. And then I'll do some side stuff. When I do the side missions, I'll follow the story. It's down. When I was trying to turn on the highway, it was
Watch it! 揼柒你啊，死僆仔！No！ 一隻手指係篤撚死你啊！全部本地菜，包冇農藥。揼柒佢啦！屌你老味，斬佢啊！仆街！係啊，斬啊！斬緊啲啊！嚟啦，唔買都埋嚟睇啊！嗰邊啊，斬佢啊！嗰邊啊！唔好打啦，點都好，唔好再打啊！哇，咁大間嘢啊 ，very 遠。Hey, man.
Wait! You won't believe what those assholes did!
Who?
Those guys at Top Glamour, they're fucking with me! I brought them another load of watches. They were supposed to give me $200,000 for them. Instead, they give me this hunk of shit. I don't even know how to ride this thing. I had to push it here.
Calm down. Give me the bike. I'll get you your money.
What are you gonna do?
Same thing I always do, Jackie.
I was like, where's the opening here?
Buddy, watch it.
God, the handling just seems all over the place. I wonder if it's like controller conversion from PS4 to PS5. I don't know. It's not.
Are you gonna let me
Worst
in?
thing I've ever seen,
All right,
but it's not
come
great.
on in.
I should have ate something before I did this. Get my health back. That dude ain't down from that. Get out of here, bro. Innocent hurt as much as I should have got.
It's not this fucking guy.
What do you want?
My friend Jackie tells me you owe him some money.
You're sitting on it. And where'd you get off strong-arming me, huh? I know you're a cop.
And I know you're a snitch. You want to see who your boys kill first?
Fuck you. Kill him! Kill him!
This dude was finished with the Uzi. He just threw it on the ground and... Look, he's just throwing the guns on the ground. And that got done well. Yep, that was terrible. I missed the barrel. This is...
話俾佢知呢個邊個話事，圍佢啦！
That's it, asshole. Come on, fuckers! You're coming with me.
Come on, man, let me go! I'm gonna kill you!
Oh no, I'm out of ammo.
You're gonna regret this! He's still alive! Not any of you know how to shoot! My guys are gonna hunt you down and kill you! Fuck you! You're not getting out of here alive!
Oh my god, one of the tires already alive. Two tires.
Shut up!
I should have left you with wounds.
Stop struggling. Inspector, I have one of your informants in the trunk of my car.
What?
Yeah, he needs to disappear right now. So either you make him disappear or I will.
Bring him over.
You're making a big mistake, I tell you!
Be quiet!
Look, maybe we can make a deal.
You only have yourself to blame.
Hey! Did we stop? Let me out of here! I fucking shit myself! Fucker! Hey, let me out of here, you fucker! My people are gonna cut you into pieces, you hear me? Huh? You hear me, you fucker?
Here's your guy. Hope you still want him. But I don't want this coming back to bite me in the ass.
I'll take care of it. Where he's going, he won't be in a position to tell anyone anything.
Hey, I can hear you! What the fuck are you doing out there? Open the fucking trunk, will you?
Hey! Show the lady some respect.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't even know how long I've been affiliate, honestly. It was before 2020. I want to say maybe 2019, maybe? I have no idea. But thank you. Thank you nonetheless. I appreciate it. I have not been streaming the whole time, but I'm getting back into it now, so that's all that matters. I appreciate you stopping by.
My
I'll take
curry
some,
fish
thanks.
balls will blow your mind. Great. You won't regret it.
I wonder if they give out actual, like...
Unbelievable
I doubt it. They probably
curry
have,
fish
like, throwaway
balls.
bowls
You
or
have to
something
try
like that.
them. You have to.
Oh, sweet. There's a new case. I'm already here. And I can't stop jumping over cars. I feel like the game is kind of dark. But it might be normal.
Wei, I have something for you.
What do you want?
What is it?
Chang?
Dead triads. 6 of them in the past few months. All found by the water. All sliced open.
Well, what do the investigators think?
What investigators? You think HKPD puts a lot of effort into solving dead gangsters?
Well, so what? They're not people now?
This is why I'm coming to you. We just found 3 new bodies under the Aberdeen Bridge. Get down there and take a look around. And Wei, uniform officers on the scene say at least one of them is from your crew.
What? You positive?
Keep your head on straight, officer. And your eyes open.
The day's going well. I can't complain. Whenever I'm done streaming, I have to go work out.
Did you look at the
I
overnights?
haven't.
Yeah,
I
but that's not
haven't
the
worked
guy.
out today.
It's Wen Shen Chang, not Win Shang Chang.
I kind of came home. I work overnight, so I kind of came home and ate breakfast and went to sleep. Usually I try to come home and work out, then stream, then go to sleep. But I'm kind of doing everything in reverse order.
My
right now.
curry fish balls will blow your mind.
It's fine,
What,
because
can I help you?
I'm trying to get into the habit of... I'm the kind of person whereas if I can't do things on a schedule, like if I set the schedule and then I can't make the schedule, then I just won't do it. So I'm trying to
You
get
go
into the
enjoy
habit of,
yourself.
even if I miss the initial window that I set for myself to work out, that I still work out at some point during that day. And honestly, the days that I skip most are cardio days, which are days I probably actually need to be doing something. Not a big guy, but I have some belly fat I'm trying to get rid of. So the day's gone well for the most part. So before I go back to work, I'm gonna try to do some workouts today. I'm gonna go do a workout. Which is fine. I don't have to actually go anywhere. All of my workout equipment is in my house. So no gyms for me, thank you. That would prefer, honestly, especially with all the stuff going on. I might bring up that financial audit video, because while it's a video talking about finances, I find it pretty hilarious. Not gonna lie. Just I'm not a huge finance guy, but I'm a person who tries to, not go crazy with his money. So just listening to some of the stuff these people do in the videos, just like Jesus Christ, and just listening to like their explanation on why they did it, it's like, are you stupid? And the answer is obviously yes. Do I have any girlfriends right now? Nope. I did all the girlfriends. Is this the right way? Yes. Oh yeah. I remember. What is this place? Oh, is this a food place too? I think it is.
I feel tired all the time.
I need to get a massage.
Would you like some tea?
Can I help you?
I have some
That
wonderful
makes you
herbal
hard.
tea.
All right, I'll take it.
I need medicine.
Thank you, sir.
Suspicious.
It's my pleasure to serve you.
approach, sir. Really, just get some rest.
$33 for this small thing of tea. How dare you? What is
I don't
this?
need to relax. I don't want
A
to
damage
relax.
reduction,
Don't tell me
alright,
to
fine.
relax. I want something to keep me up,
Take it.
keep me going. What's wrong with
I don't know if it was
you?
worth
You some
$33.
kind of idiot?
I say that like I'm broke in this game though. When my character has like $500,000. That's how you stay rich. After this mission, we'll put on the financial audit video. I already have it sort of kind of loaded up. we're gonna watch the one that has the most views first, which is almost a 2-hour video. So I'm pretty sure he has sponsors in it too. That he's got to be like, hey, and thank you for
Who are
being
you?
sponsored.
Bomb squad. You here see anything suspicious,
Thank
officer?
you. I appreciate it. I'm happy
What?
that you showed up.
No.
And chatted
Is
me
there a
up like
bomb?
that. It's always nice to have somebody
Could
that
go
has
off at any minute. I'm guessing the blast won't go more than a few hundred
always
meters.
appreciated.
Excuse me, I forgot something in my car.
You even use the emote. You have a special place in my heart now. Even though I stole those emotes from Twitch. Don't tell them about that. I don't think I've ever gotten all the health shrines. Oh, there's a statue over here. Oh, wait, what is that? I can't get that. It's inside. Sure, you can ask me something. Can I take a picture from over here? I can. There we go. Oh, I was about to take the picture.
Vincent? Shit.
Yeah, I would say that I can. You know, it's not difficult. I mean, I guess the question is, what do you mean by maintain?
Son of a bitch. Someone did surgery on these guys.
Oh, thought I could leave. I guess you can't really see his face. That's why I always was confused on who that dude actually was.
Everyone the same. This is no ordinary serial killer. Tang, it's Wei.
What did you find out?
Vincent. They got Vincent.
I'm sorry. I know he was your friend. What are you gonna do next?
All the victims were Sun On Yi. All had an organ removed, cut right out of them. And you're right, this isn't just about murder.
What's your next step?
The removal looks professional. A surgeon of some kind. I'm gonna look into the hospital records. If somebody's stealing organs, they gotta be using them for something.
All right. Keep me informed.
Oh, so it won't let me close the stupid menu. Well, I mean, suggestions are always welcome. I mean, honestly, like, my channel isn't really... It's here for if people want to watch it, but it's not... I don't want to say it's not something that I take super serious, but it's mainly because I have a lot of games in my backlog, and I get stuck in my ways of playing games, so it's kind of hard for me to jump to a new game, you know, because so many games are like games of service and have have content that comes out like every few months, So it's always kind of something new to do. So it makes it hard for me to go and play like single player games and stuff like that. So usually I kind of don't. I kind of stick with those games like Fortnite or Destiny or GTA or whatnot, because there's always something new happening. So streaming is kind of a way for me to play some of my backlog games, because I feel like it keeps the stream fresh, because I'm not that interested of a person, to be honest with you. That's how I feel. But I like to stream the other games just because, like I say, it keeps it fresh, and then like, you know, you get genuine reaction from me or whatnot. If you want to hang out, they can. It's cool, you know, to watch and stuff like that. A logo and a banner. I have a banner, don't I? I think so. But a logo, no, I do not have a logo. I had a logo, but I took it down. I think I do have a logo. Actually, I do, because I made some myself, but then that was back like way back when I first became the third. But I've kind of changed how that goes now. So, but I think I do have that stuff. Maybe I need to make new ones. So you might be right. I feel like this should be bigger.
Going back all the way to 2006 is when I started my YouTube channel.
Where are you based out of?
Yeah, because one of the
I'm
things
living in
I tried to
Fayetteville,
do was make
Arkansas,
my
which is
own
where I've been
stuff,
for 25
That way,
years.
if I ever wanted
So
to
it makes
change
like,
something up in the future,
so
I could do
you
it
didn't
myself.
do the standard like,
But I might have to
things
go
are starting to
look
work
at
in
that.
YouTube,
You might
let's move to
correct
LA.
me. That's how
Or
it is now.
I know that's a huge thing.
I was really tempted to, but as I said back at the time, I was LA poor, Arkansas rich. Now that's changed a lot, because Northwest Arkansas has the University of Arkansas, go Razorbacks. We have the home offices of Walmart, and Walmart did this really smart thing where they told every business, if you want to sell at Walmart, you have to open an office in Northwest Arkansas. So there's like 2,000 offices, small businesses built. We're the home of Tyson Foods. So if you're eating chicken in America, you're probably sending that money back home to us. And we're the home of JB Hunt, one of the largest trucking companies. And because all of those companies are there, including the Razorback games and all of this other stuff, you have the Walmart children, the Children's of Sam Walton
So
spending
just in case
money.
you don't know what this is a guy who does, the channel is called Caleb Hammer. He does financial audits for people. I think he does them for just regular people or like people like influencers or whatnot. I don't think it really matters what who the person is. He kind of just does them, and he does them for content. He might have been doing them for free at one point, but then decided to, like, you know, turn into a YouTube channel or whatnot. But yeah, I'm a designer for a company for over 4 years. Oh, sweet, nice. How is that? How is that as a job? Is it difficult? Do you find like your own people to work with, or is it does like the company like find people for you and you just do the work? And like, because you're here, are you like going out on your own, or you do like stuff on the side?
On the area, it's become a really expensive area to live in, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, that's the home of all that, but sadly, to be blunt, you're kind of the home of, I think, what every YouTuber fears, right?
Yeah.
The decline.
Right.
I think you went from, if I'm not mistaken, millionaire, correct? A technical millionaire.
I was close. I was really, really close. At one point, I
Sure,
had,
if you want to like post a link,
and I
or
mean like for
something,
2
I would definitely
days.
Look at it.
When I say close, for 2 days, I had about $780,000-$800,000 in crypto. Went to bed one night, and it was worth half that.
Just to help out people, you know.
What were you in?
Here's the biggest regret. I originally invested in Ethereum, and this was based on a few friends becoming Ethereum millionaires. And I had like an initial investment of about $200,000.
They won't go in the
Put
water.
it in, and then it fell for the first time.
Yeah.
And like 200,000 went down to like 80. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't really need the money right now. I'm making money. I can live off of that.
How much are you making?
10 to 15,000, I think.
A month?
Yeah, in a month, right?
Incredible, yeah.
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, incredible wealth. More than you could ever hope to spend, right?
Yeah.
And eventually that crypto went up to past my investment point. Got close. If I held onto my Ethereum right now, if I had never needed to dip into it and I had not gambled on stupid altcoins, I probably have about 1.5 million in Ethereum right now.
Even still, like I don't even.
Yeah.
Okay, what year was that? What year was that?
The initial investment happened in 2019. No, 2019. Yeah.
Okay, how much did you put into Ethereum?
200,000.
200,000 in 2000.
The initial investment was in 2018.
Man, can you imagine just
Okay.
having
And then the
$200,000
first market
to invest?
crash.
2018. Let's say you put it at the beginning. S&P 500 was worth 271. Now it's worth 458. It would have almost doubled. Almost doubled. To
If I put in like
400,000.
traditional stocks or
It's
traditional.
just the S&P 500 just following the market in general.
Yep.
Was there not a single person surrounding you? Was there not a single person just in your YouTube circle, in the family circle, who's like, dude,
I had the
you're
opposite.
making money.
I had the opposite. I had people telling me, you should invest in crypto. Everybody I knew was
Everyone
investing.
you knew.
All of my YouTuber friends, McJuggernuggets kid behind the camera, all these people.
Okay.
They're like, look, I've made millions from crypto. I've made millions from crypto. Nobody was telling me that it was too late in the game. Nobody was telling me that I bought Ethereum at $30 and now you're going to buy it at $280.
It wasn't even too late in the game. It's just like crypto's a gamble.
Yeah,
It's just straight up a gamble. It's like I hardly consider it an investment versus like traditional. Okay. So
I mean, not
it's
to make
always
any
important
excuses,
to,
but keep in
like your
mind,
work
I
to
didn't come
some
from money.
degree,
I'm
you
the
know?
son of a coal miner, right?
So that's good.
And so no one in my life was ever trying to teach me what to do with
It's
money,
true.
or how
I
to
feel
do
like
it with money. So somebody comes along and they're
it's
like,
kinda
"Look,
easier
I
for
took my
artists
initial
to let
million and
their
I
work,
turned it into 20
especially if
million.
they,
You should do that too."
do it for
that's why I'm
people
excited
that
about this conversation.
like it
Usually
and
on the show,
appreciate
I
it,
just
guess.
meet with random people
But that's
who are
cool.
they're either a part of the audience or they're off the street, and I just help them through the situations. You're an interesting case here because
Wait, what did
you
say? You
follow
said
the
usually
case
just helps people off the streets,
of
right?
the with random.
Should do that too.
That's why I'm excited about this conversation. Usually on the show, I just meet with random people who are they're either a part of the audience or they're off the street, and I just help them through the situations. You're an interesting case here because
I'll definitely look at that.
you follow the case
Most
of the
definitely.
professional athlete, the actor, the YouTuber.
Yep.
Boom, lots of money comes in. We put it here, we put it there, we just spend it, it just goes crazy. Then we end up broke. It's a traditional story, and that's why I'm so excited to have this conversation. Is because you just followed that path. I mean, what would you say you're worth today in total? Since you guys are so awesome for supporting me, I partnered with a company called Kudos to give some money back to you, so stick to the end of this to see how you can participate. Kudos is fantastic because they double the cash back you receive on every online purchase with a simple click of a button. On top of that, with their current holiday promo, you can receive up to 25% cash back on places like Walmart, Sephora, and Priceline. That's basically free money on a purchase you would have made anyway. They even suggest the perfect credit card for each purchase, all with a slick browser extension or on your iPhone. So if you have multiple credit cards, you don't have to keep track of the different reward categories for each. All you have to do is add Kudos to your desktop or iPhone with just 2 clicks. Just shop like normal, and at checkout, Kudos will automatically appear and take care of the rest. All of this is completely free, and I personally use it. Again, free money, why would I not? So far, they've helped 150,000 members earn over $100 million in rewards this year alone. And here's the fun part. Every single one of you who signs up through this video gets entered to win a grand prize. To participate, all you have to do is go to joinkudos.com/Caleb and enter the promo code HAMMER. For each sign up, we'll throw $1 into the pot, and one person will win the grand prize on January 31st to start the New Year's off right. There's a live counter on the page showing the current grand prize total, so check it out for free. The rewards are great, and if you get the grand prize, it's like a bonus Christmas gift. The equity in your house is what's carrying you.
Yeah, that's everything.
Yeah.
My bottom line comes down to if and when I need to sell my house, I'll have a nest egg of probably
Of course.
$300,000
If I see
that I
anybody who's
can
looking for somebody
hopefully
to do
invest
some work
smartly
for
this
the
time
channel or whatnot,
and live
I'll
off of
definitely
the
put your
dividends.
name out there.
I would like to think I wouldn't screw up a second
always
time. I
for
wouldn't like buy
helping people
crypto a second time.
Crypto, but like what
know.
next? Like, would you say you've become educated on personal finances?
I at least know not to do that. And I think the other
There's
thing,
a lot more not to do.
I think the other thing to do is hire a professional.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, get that financial advisor in your corner. That is like the key. Okay. So I just want to start with the basic things for where we are today. YouTube Ad revenue. That's the big boy. That's what's bringing in the primary cash monies right now.
And I showed you my numbers. I made about $44,000 in the last year, but
which gives us $3,724 a month on average. But we know a lot of that has to do with
huge
the big
spike came from this
documentary.
documentary.
Okay, the documentary linked below. Mike's awesome,
and that spike absolutely will not be sustainable. Now I have a few other projects. I got a great podcast in the works called the Locale Podcast. We just made our 5th episode. It's profitable. I think that's going to be an income bring-in. That's easily going to bring in probably $2,000 a month, I think, within the next 6 months. So that's going to be a nice lifeline. My YouTube numbers, I think, are going to settle at probably $3,000 a month. But if you look at my finances, if we've gotten into them, to be comfortable, $2,100 mortgage, $800 a month health insurance, utilities, bills, everything. I need about $7,000 a month to maintain my existing lifestyle, which I just don't think we can do.
Oh, trust me, we will get there.
Yeah.
Patreon, like honestly, what's even the point? It's $122 a month.
I never. I never.
Are you doing
promote it.
anything?
No, I never.
On there?
No, I never promote it.
See, okay. To diversify some of the incomes from here, we launched a Patreon. We did a budgeting program, but we didn't just do them as cash grabs. We actually thought of them as potential future business avenues. And the way that we did them is we put way more value into them than what we were charging.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And
so my Patreon, if you go and read it, it originally said, this is an AdSense forgiveness Patreon. If you want to give me $5 a month because you use ad blocker, please do. And that was all. I never promoted it. I never pushed it. I never, for the most part.
But you have dedicated fans. You do have dedicated fans. You've gone from almost 4 million subscribers down to, or almost 5 million subscribers down to, gonna fall below 4 potentially.
Yeah, it probably within by the time this airs. So there's a very good chance. Yeah.
With that, like there's clearly people that are still very dedicated boogie heads, whatever you might call them.
I did ask these people for help like a year ago, and the internet publicly shamed me.
You've asked people for help a lot.
No value. I mean, like one time I threw myself on I took a huge hit to my health, and I was like, got really scared because these medical bills are starting to pile up. And this one time I came out and I'm like, hey, I really could use some help.
Wasn't there the, oops, I just accidentally bought a $100,000 Tesla. Please give me money.
That was like, I never bought a Tesla. Yeah.
You didn't get a Tesla?
No, of course not.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I'm driving a Toyota hybrid Corolla that I bought used for $20,000.
Yeah, I saw the Toyota. I was like, did he get rid of his Tesla?
Never had one.
Never had one. So that's just internet rumor.
I mean, so I went with my friend McJuggernuggets to a Tesla dealership. He test drove, I test drove, right? He's like, I'm going to buy one. I hope you buy one. Let's look into getting you one. And I got this crazy idea in my head.
Yeah.
You know, it's showroom experience, right? I'm like, I'm going to get a Model X with the wing doors. And then I called my friend at the Celebrity Car Museum in Branson, check them out. And I'm like, how much to kit it out as a modern day DeLorean? And it's like maybe 10, 15, maybe 20. Let's put the money into it. And I thought I'd have a cool show car, right?
Yeah.
We're coming off the back of Ready Player One. The DeLorean was all the rage again. Back to the Future anniversaries just happened. I'm like, this seems like a smart investment while I was in the showroom. And I got home and I put a $2,500 investment deposit down, and I'm like crunching the numbers looking, I'll spend $50,000 today on a down payment.
Yeah.
I'll loan out the other 50. This is a stupid decision.
It would have been aggressively stupid. I'm so glad you didn't do that.
Yeah. So
I am so glad you didn't do that. That was one of the scariest things that I thought I heard.
But at that point, why not just play the character? At that point, just let the internet do what the internet's going to do, right?
Yeah.
I didn't expect front page of Reddit. That was wild. And to this day, I think it's still fascinating. People think I bought that car. I can't believe you thought I bought that car.
I thought you bought that car.
And the worst part about it is, and anybody out there, like, if you want to buy a luxury car, buy a luxury car. I don't think it's a smart decision. But if you're going to buy a luxury car, don't buy a Tesla.
What's wrong with Tesla? I'm considering
they're so expensive for repairs. If someone dents that vehicle, it's so they know it's a luxury car, so they make sure they upcharge you every chance they get. If you want to go the fastest possible speed, there's a fee to unlock that. It can do it. It's just a software governor. They charge you to let it have the ludicrous speed. Like it's one of the worst money things I think you can make. I've routinely
cars
made
in
fun.
general. I mean, unless it's like a beater that's getting you from A and B, or just safety measures or room for family, everything beyond that starts becoming a want.
That's why.
So luxury vehicles are okay if they're,
That's when I bought the newest car I've ever owned was this hybrid.
Yeah.
And it had one previous owner. And I bought it just before all the prices went crazy. So I got it for 21,000. I wanted to build credit, so I put 12,000 down. I loaned out the rest.
You still owe on it?
I think maybe 1,000 or 2,000. It's in the neighborhood of not very much. Okay.
Facebook, $76 comes in a month. Again, what are we doing there? We're just posting some clips and just nothing's happening, or?
No, this is Meta PC. So this is a sponsor that I have. We get 5%.
All right.
Yeah, we get 5% of the sales that we make in a month. So some months.
Don't get burned choosing your credit card. See if you're pre-approved in 3 simple steps with no harm to your.
It's low like this, $76. On a really good month, it's maybe 300.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's keep going through the income. Twitch, again, not. For some reason, I would have thought you were doing better on Twitch.
And here's the thing. It's because, number one, I don't stream as often as I like.
Why?
I get very anxious doing it. Most of the bad things that I ever said, I said on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
And it's because I have this, trying to totally break character with you here, I have this very Andy Kaufman-esque character. Also that, I'm an idiot. And so I will either push the edge because I grew up on Andy Kaufman, Sam Kinison, Richard Pryor, George Carlin, Andrew Dice Clay. I love shock humor. I listen to shock humor still to this day.
But people didn't like it when you did it.
No, they like it coming from a shock jock or a shock comedian, not the person that some people branded as the Mr. Rogers of YouTube. You can't do that. Bob Saget did it, but I'm no Bob Saget, right?
So why we do it then?
Stupidly. It just, But on top of that, if you watch one of my live streams, I mention donations, subs, stuff like that, maybe once in a 2-hour stream, because I've never, against the character I play, against the reputation I have, I don't like crowdsourcing.
But you refuse to get a job, and you need money to survive.
It's less of
so we have to do
refuse and-
something.
It's less of refuse and more that I just don't know if I could.
I do have good news about that, though.
Yeah.
You're not going to have 4 million subscribers for long, so you can get a job now. Sorry, buds.
I mean, that's not something I would actually ever say.
Merch. People aren't really buying your merch.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'd take $20 free a month, for selling
I
the
get it
product.
as well, but when I start seeing people on this show, especially business people, we're just so scattered in different pots, and little's coming in here, so it's not adding up too much. Instead of, again, this is what I was going to start bringing up with Twitch. Like you say, I'm not really on there much, and things have been consequences from what I've said, and then I'm feeling anxious about it. Then I'm just like, okay, we're done with Twitch. Who even gives? Focus all in what we know can be the revenue builder all time.
Which continues to be YouTube ads.
Yes, it does. This is absolutely the biggest number that we have seen here so far. Now, would I be able to? They're not going to be able to see it, but would I be able to see the studio app?
Yeah, sure. I think I showed you a screenshot.
Yes, there's a couple things I'm curious about. Private for my eyes only, not for you. Okay, so what I'm mostly curious about, I want to go lifetime. So, dude, okay, this is what the revenue looks like. YouTube revenue starts, right? Because obviously, first of all, when YouTube started, it's just,
I mean, the first 3 years I started on YouTube, there was no partner program. Partner program didn't exist.
So we go like, and then just trickle to where we are today is what your graph looks like. That scares me.
Yeah, I had like 2 good years. If you look at the 17-year history, I had like 2 really good years.
You've made $1.3 million. Incredible.
In 17 years, which comes out to what per year?
I know, but that's still an
you a math
incredible
guy?
amount of money. Well, not a public math guy. What did I say, 1.3?
Yeah.
Over 17? 17 was when you started earning? Or
15 would have been when I started earning.
Yeah, $86,000 a year. Well, I mean, you're above the median household income.
That'd be out of disability, which is what I was on when I started the YouTube channel.
Yeah, absolutely. But this, managing money correctly and not spending a lot of it on prostitution, would equate to us having at least a little bit of money now.
Well, again, to address that important part of the doc, number one, those numbers are rounded up. Mike admitted that those numbers are rounded up and adjusted. Secondly, the majority of that money was spent traveling. And I went to the Game Awards. I went to Disney. It was still a huge waste of money. But I think if we're dropping character and I think if we're being genuine here, I think I tried to get a travel channel off the ground and try to do what my friend Jacob the Carpetbagger and Adam the Woo do. And I thought people would watch me go to Disneyland, right? I'm a big fat weird guy trying to do this, do that. Turns out they did not want to watch me do that.
So if you contributed of the 80 whatever that you're making on a monthly basis, 20% on a monthly basis, which is like just very basic recommended, contributing to just the standard stock market 8% return. Being a little more conservative there from beginning to end, up years, down years, all combined 8%.
Sure.
Over the course of the 15 years, $17,000 a year would equate to almost $500,000. Now, obviously, we continue and just let that continue to compound and hopefully throwing more things in there, we could have gotten you to a point where, mid-60s retirement. What scares me now? I'm not going to talk about the age thing, like, whatever. This is financial.
Oh, man, I'm not making it to mid-60s. Let's just be honest.
Oh, well, that's what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the... I know a lot of people want to... Okay. This is financial audit, not dating audit. So, she's going to live longer than you.
Sure.
You guys might get married, maybe.
Sure, probably.
What do we do when you're no longer here and you've left nothing to a widow?
Well, my process has always been, when I met her, without getting into her personal history too much, this is not necessarily the place for it, but when I met her, she was struggling with severe social anxiety. She was struggling with just getting her life together. When I met her, I was talking to my friend Michael, kid behind the camera, and his plan was just be the person you needed when you were in that position. Because that's who I was when I was her age. When I was 20 years old, just like her, I couldn't function in the world. I played EverQuest and World of Warcraft and built terrible websites and made a barely passable income.
What does this have to do with you leaving her or anything?
Well, hold on, I'm getting to that.
Okay.
If I left her destitute,
yeah,
my plan is to still leave her better off than she was.
Okay.
Right?
Well,
like get her
sure.
out into the world, get her the experience she needs, get her working when she's ready.
But if we're
Get her
responsible
an
with money, you
education when
actually
she's
leave
ready.
her a nest egg instead of just putting
Right.
life
I'm just
now.
saying. I'm just saying right now. That's a conversation her and I have had, and like that's a very real possibility. And she's chosen to stay with me because she's not in it for the money, right? She's in
No.
it for the life experience. She's in it for the love. She's in it for the companionship. She's in it to become a better and stronger person.
But as a
and I'm helping her do
partnership,
that.
caring about the other partner, you want to, instead of putting now with instant gratification, we want to leave.
Well, that's
something.
why I'm here.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I'm sitting down with you today.
No, absolutely.
Because I'm hoping you can help me create a financial plan that can.
That's why I don't
move
call
us
it
in
out
that
immediately,
direction.
so you don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a mortgage.
We
Now,
have a
this is your biggest equity position. What do we think the house is worth today?
Zillow tells me 480. One of the houses in the neighborhood just sold for a little over $5 million. It's the same size, or sorry, $500,000, 500,000. And it's the same size as mine. It's literally across the street, and it just sold. So
Okay.
I think there's a very real chance that I need to put maybe 20,000 of work into it. We need new carpets. We need paint, stuff like that. There's hole in the ceiling and some
Did you
frames
almost
that
lose
take
this?
damage. Do what?
Did you almost lose this house? Okay.
That's always. I will bend over backwards to make sure that mortgage gets paid.
Yeah.
If I have to sell everything I own, if I have to, and I have, we've made some concessions that I'm not entirely comfortable sharing because the people involved are private people.
Sure.
But I did move a roommate in. He's been helping a little bit here and there. I had a roommate over the last 25 years. He's finally been able to kick in a little bit as well. So we are finding ways to.
So there's two roommates.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the purchase price of this house?
The original purchase price $275, and then I refinanced in 2018 because of my divorce. So the loan in 2018 became $200,000 because I put more money down because I had money to put down. So I got it down to $207.
And we're at 4.3%. What are we going to refinance? You're going to get hit to 8%.
Well,
finance.
the plan would be to try to bring the initial monthly payment down. But I really don't want to have to ever do that because we're 5 years into a 15 years. So we paid so much principal off.
Wow, you did 15 year.
Yeah, I was making good money at the time, so why not do 15 years? But now we're, from 2018 to now, we're 5 years into a 15-year. Now, I'm no math wizard, and you are the math wizard, but that means I paid a good amount of principal off, right? I'm earning a very solid amount of equity by staying in that house, right?
Well, you definitely pay more interest up front, but yes, 5 year into 15 year, you're definitely starting to see more benefit. Right. Absolutely. I love the rate though.
Yeah,
the rate though.
Couldn't get a better rate, right?
We would like
with my credit, I could not have gotten a better rate at the time.
But
I mean, the reality of it is, moving out of that house and trying to stay in Northwest Arkansas near my medical professionals where I need to stay.
You have to stay.
Yeah, it's a very stupid idea. Seriously. There is very little in the area. I might be able to get an apartment for $900 a month. I might be able to get a duplex for $1,300 a month, but paying $2,100 in and then having some of that being brought in by roommates, I'm paying as much to live in this house and build equity as I would be giving it all to a landlord instead.
If anything, of course, I don't have the full financial history of like the last few years, but if anything that I know just from internet, this was the good choice.
Oh yeah, this is the smartest choice ever.
Was the good choice.
Yeah.
And 30-year fix or 15-year fix, there's different philosophies on that. I personally go 30-year because I just feel like I can just make a better return on investment putting the rest of the money somewhere else. But either way, I'm totally okay with this. To limiting risk, knowing your position and knowing that the YouTube career can be, you know, a quick whoop, I would have like, okay, we made 1.3 million and we owed a total.
WGU's flat rate tuition at your pace formatted generous transfer policy allow you to earn a degree in less time for less money. Pay about half the cost of the national average for a bachelor's degree. Learn more and get started at WGU.edu.
Total of 208,000. I wish we could have just taken care of this and lowered your risk profile
Yeah.
over that time instead of doing the traveling and stuff like that. Where all my money's been going, I pay a little extra towards this on a monthly basis, but where my money's mostly been going is into cash flowing properties that then pay for this if YouTube goes away completely.
Yeah.
So that's I wish we were risk mitigating.
Right.
But instead of that, we were going into crypto.
So nobody ever likes this answer.
Okay.
Because it's not a good one. And nothing I'm about to say is an excuse.
Let's hear it.
But the headspace that I was in 2018 was not a very good one. And so I was not planning for a potential future because I did not feel that I had.
Yeah.
In 2018, Christmas, I had planned to take my own life. And I made it to that Christmas date, and I decided to postpone it for the dumbest reasons. Christmas Day, I'm sitting there alone. I have my dog in my lap, and my roommate's out of town. And I realized my dog's going to be sitting there with my dead body for 3 days. And I'm like, you know what? I need to wait. And I rescheduled to July 24th, 2019, which is my birthday. And I thought in that process I would travel a lot so that my roommate and my dog, who'd never really bonded, would begin to bond. So if you look at my travel plans, in January, I spent a couple of weekends away. In February, it became 3-day weekends. And then in March, it became 4 days weekends. And by July rolled around, I spent 2 weeks in California saying goodbye to my friends. But the plans have gone home to end myself.
I'm very glad you didn't, by the way.
Well, I ended up doing some, which I do not recommend, right? We don't casually do that. I did it under the, I did that with the guidance of a shaman. And my original trip was in 2019. And I realized that I had to stay on the path that I was on. I realized that this was what for better or for worse, no matter how hard this was going to be, I had to stay here and do it. Now here I am 4 years later doing it. And it's not been great. It's not been. And I went home and COVID happened. And
well, I have a question for you for the future of this conversation and what we're trying to do here. Are you willing to, and I think it might be for like the true first time from just conversations I've watched preparing for this, and then obviously this conversation so far,
sure.
Are we willing to just let go of the past? The past does not define us. We are human beings that are on this life, have a life temporary on this planet, that we are growing, and let's look for the future.
Well, we are
now.
talking about the past. Like, we're talking about the financial decisions I was making in 2019.
No, I know, but when it comes to
right,
what
so like,
we
obviously
uploaded.
But if you're asking if I have personally moved on, yeah.
Well, are we willing to in this conversation? Like, are we willing
Sure,
to just...
unless you ask me why I was making these financial decisions in 2019, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you.
That's fair enough.
Right.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But when it comes to I uploaded this many YouTube videos then and stuff like that, like, okay, let's like, what can we do in the future? Just make this awesome,
Right.
So that we can make sure you're financially secure.
But I
That's what
effectively,
we're-
I had a nervous breakdown at the end of 2019, and I don't even think you could put this in your video, but I said something extremely inflammatory. I said that the people who had spent the last year harassing me, getting my sponsors to stop supporting me, attacking my fans, and attacking me personally. I said that they were worse than, which is not a thing you can say, right? It's also not true. It's hyperbole. I didn't mean it, but I said this on live stream. Right? You can't take that back once the cat's out of the bag.
You in live streams.
Yeah, right. Which used to be extremely lucrative. I used to make $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month from live streaming when I was really good at it and really pushing it. I would live stream for 3 hours a night, 5 nights a week, 6 nights a week, and would bring home 5-10K sometimes.
I was talking to a very successful streamer a few weeks ago about you, and he thinks you can make like 20K a month
If
on
I can
Kick.
keep my foot out of my mouth, and that's
No,
something
on
I have
Kick.
so much trouble doing. Even there, I mean, like, people, probably rightfully so, but for whatever reason, I think I'm held to a standard that I don't know that I'm good enough for. I'm going to say
Well, you
stupid
also
shit from
react to
time time.
everything.
And that's one
You
of my
feed
biggest
them.
issues, too.
You feed them. It's the I haven't opened TikTok in like 2 months, so it's like
Yeah, a lot of the things that you want
can't.
to, a lot of the things you want to talk about have really changed since March in this last year.
What happened in March?
Again, I went into some really intense therapy.
Mhm.
I combined it with and the mentorship of a shaman.
Okay.
And those three things, if you look at the statistics, modern science is showing, and I can recommend a documentary for anybody who's interested, How to Change Your Mind. It's available on Netflix. Have the capacity to cure post-traumatic stress disorder, which was my biggest issue, right? It's one of the reasons I was stuck in these negative thought patterns. And so with a combination of doing intensive, twice-a-week therapy with a traditional therapist, while combining that with seeing a shaman and taking the mud puts your brain into a place of neuroplasticity. And so you can learn finally, right? And then you do that with the therapy and you can learn from the actual therapist. And this last year I've made such tremendous strides. It's right. So
whatever works for you, man.
I would old Boogie a year ago, the egotistical, self-centered, extremely defensive man.
You think you're different?
Considerably.
Okay.
Yeah, considerably.
Okay.
Here's how I know I'm different. I wouldn't have been here. If you'd invited me to do this in December of last year, I would have laughed at you.
Why?
Because this is humiliating. This is difficult. This is hard. I have to
Oh,
swallow
I hope
a
it's not
tremendous
humiliating.
amount of. Sure, it's how humiliating is it to look at every mistake you've ever made printed out and be called out on your
want it to
for
be
thousands of people to see.
hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands, right?
Please.
You know?
I hope. Where I try to structure the most episodes is hopefully we end towards a positive note. That is,
I hope so.
That is where I want to go. Like the future.
Still,
and
but
ending.
again, I knew walking down here that this was a hard pill to swallow.
It's very brave,
right? But I'm telling you, never would have even considered doing this.
This. Okay. So could you tell me what this is, please?
This is either the car loan or one of the dumbest purchases I've ever made.
What's one of the dumbest purchases you've ever made?
This is the car loan.
Okay. We'll get to the dumb purchase soon.
Yeah, the dumb purchase was a dog.
Well, I have 2 dogs. They're great.
I spent way too much on a dog.
How much?
He's a purebred miniature poodle.
Sure.
Which generally will cost you about $3,000 to $3,500.
Okay.
I bought him in a pet store, so I paid $5,000.
How much money did you have at the time?
Oh, about $180,000 in the bank.
Oh,
yeah,
that's okay.
But again, I was in the mind that I needed to build credit, so I took out a loan.
What the? Is that the personal loan?
Yeah, that's the personal loan.
Dude, you're killing.
That's the that's the loan.
That's the
loan.
that's the synchrony. It's the synchrony.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm gonna call this the dog loan.
That's the dog loan.
So what's remaining on the car? Do you remember?
The what?
Do you know what's remaining on the car loan?
The car? I don't know. We either on the last payment or like the last 2 or 3, I think.
Okay, we
I'd have to look
we
it up
might
for
take
sure.
a look into it.
What the hell is that?
And the personal loan has about
chilling at
1,000
the cobs last
left
night.
on it. Something like
That sounds right. There is another
Some fucking
small
lesson.
loan.
What?
There's a third one that you're seeing here.
Credit card?
No, it's a back.
No shit.
It's a what?
I had to get an adjustable back for my back and leg issues, and my doctor insisted that I looked into getting one. So I took out paid like $500, $600 down, and then took out like a $2,500.
When'd you get it?
July.
Interest rate?
6%. That's correct.
What's the monthly payment?
I think it's the 112 you're looking
Oh, so that was
Yeah,
the
that's
secret.
the 112.
Yeah, secret is usually a store finance.
Yeah.
Okay. Credit card I want to take a look at in a second. Could you pull up your credit card app for me, please?
at. I think
You could
you've
just let me
seen
off
it
anyway.
already, but to show you, I only own like $900 on it, and it's just a utility card for the business. So it gets used and it gets paid off. It gets used and gets paid off.
Do you ever hold balances?
Over the last couple of months, yes, because it's been thinner than I would have liked. But I plan to pay it off with this check on the 20th. So.
But it's only... okay. It just scares me because it's only getting thinner, except for that spike.
Yeah. Well, that spike's going to pay off there's the credit card, the balance of like $950.
Yeah, credit line available, $31.12.
Yeah.
Kill me. Okay.
Again, I am still trying to do some credit score stuff, so I will pay off a little bit.
How do you give a credit score? You already have a house.
Because eventually I will have to sell that house and I'll have to move somewhere when I do. Right?
Why will you have to sell the house?
A $2,100 mortgage payment is really hard.
So you're saying you're not going to be able to afford the payment?
I don't know. I'm hoping that I will, but again, I'm always planning for the possibility that I will. Okay?
Late payment fee, October 31st. Late payment fee.
Yeah.
$25. Late payment fee, December 1st. This just happened.
Yep.
Oh, me.
October was a very lean month.
Oh, and you have a brand new iPhone.
Dude, this phone was free.
Really?
Yeah, Verizon traded us an iPhone 7 for that.
Very
Thank you,
important business
Verizon.
purpose. Chick-fil-A. Lucky it was all the way back
Dude,
in
you
August.
eat. Don't you eat? I eat. People eat.
Not
I definitely
out.
eat. I eat a lot.
Nah, you don't have to eat out if we can't afford to
Dude,
live.
I can't cook for 3 people for cheaper than $12. I can't cook for 3 people for cheaper.
My friend used to pay $163 for car insurance. Now look how much he pays. Most insurance companies...
Wait a second. Let me get my little handy-dandy calculator. First of all, that was 3 people? You did not feed 3 people on $12.
Chicken sandwich is $5.
So you just got 3 chicken sandwiches. You didn't
That's
get any
generally what we
fries.
get,
You got
yeah.
nothing.
You feed 3 people on $5 in a hurry.
Deal. The chicken sandwiches, the chicken patties. We have HEB. I don't know what your version is, but you can get the fucking frozen chicken patties. Put them in the oven, and I promise they are individually less than $5. More of an
We have
initial
Walmart,
investment.
and they are not good chicken patties, and that is quicker,
Okay, so it's
more convenient, taste.
There we
and
go.
on top of that,
So now there's more reasons.
it's affordable, right? We eat out 2 or 3 days a week. It adds up to $15.
2 to 3 days a week?
Yeah, 15, 30, 45 bucks.
But
It
you
adds
can't
up
afford to pay the card.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Late payment. It's not affordable if we can't pay the card.
Do I look like the kind of person that's ever made sound decisions about food?
No, but that's why I'm trying to.
But
That's why I'm trying to get it across.
But this is my weakness. This is always going to be my biggest weakness.
No. You just allowed yourself infinite excuses for the future.
Oh,
and try
that's
to
fair.
take
That's fair.
responsibility.
That's actually true. Yeah.
Yeah, so why not actually take responsibility? Say, hey, we cannot afford to live right now. We don't get to afford to go out and
But
get that.
since we're traveling, guess what we had for breakfast today?
What did you have for breakfast today?
Chick-fil-A.
Could've-
We used the app, so they gave us free nuggets.
What about the continental breakfast at the hotel? Free.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's generally just a bowl of cereal.
Yes, and that's food that goes in your stomach for free. For free. You can't afford to pay this, Boogie.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
If there's anything I can get across in this episode for you to just walk away with, buddy, if we cannot afford to pay something, if we can't even afford to pay off the credit card, we're getting late fees and we're just getting.
I mean,
can't go out to eat.
I have a food budget of about $300 a month, and then we use that.
Groceries?
It includes groceries most of the time. Yeah.
For-
we do eat groceries at home. We have like some of the inexpensive meals we make. We make tacos. We make shrimp pasta. If I'm really feeling splurgy, we'll make burgers at home. We eat at home the majority of the time.
PTU responding.
Unfortunately, we just can't afford to probably go out at all. Right
Yeah.
now. I'm really sorry. It sucks.
I mean, it's true. Yeah.
So okay.
But it would have been more expensive to drive back to Fayetteville and make a taco than it would have been to go to Chick-fil-A today. But you're right. We could have eaten cereal at the buffet.
Yes. I
Yeah,
was
that's
about
true.
to flip the. Tell me. Okay. What I can't see is the interest accruing. Obviously, we have the late fees, but the mobile apps love to try to hide how much interest is.
I mean, I just pay the minimum balance every month, and the minimum fee is generally.
So
$20.
that's what you meant by paying it every month? Minimum balance, not
Sometimes
the
I
full?
pay off more. Yeah, for sure.
Oh. Okay, well that's really bad. If we hold a card that's accruing interest, then we can't afford to go out to once. We just can't.
That's true. Yeah.
Because interest.
Well, this will get paid off on the 20th with this huge
all of it.
All of it, yeah, the whole thing.
Huge.
Yeah.
From what?
From the spike that came in AdSense from.
Like the $6,000.
I think $700-800 is what we made in November, which was really awesome. I hope we can maintain that. But
is this a debt the preferred club?
That's the house loan, right?
Sorry.
Yeah, it's my current checking balance. So that's weird.
That scares me.
Yeah.
Anything less than a thought. Okay. Exxon fair came down here. McDonald's less fair.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh, wait till you get to the Starbucks, then you're gonna get real mad.
I'm not one of those people that freaks out about Starbucks.
$5 every couple of days. I love me a pink drink. I love me
well, I'll freak out about that because you can't afford it.
Yeah. Well,
like I'm not one of those people that when people can afford it, I don't freak out as long as you're hitting investing goals that are necessary to survive.
Sure.
Cameo, I'm glad that came in. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a little extra.
Yeah.
$100.
You can book me at cameo.com.
StreamYard, we're paying for it.
Yeah,
Barely made it back.
Yeah, it's necessary for the podcast though, so we film there.
Utilities. Yep, that's fair. Can't hate against no utilities. Same with gas. Walmart, you can never really tell what's being purchased from Walmart.
So most of my Walmart purchases tend to be meds. I'm on a lot of meds. The most expensive, which is my testosterone, which is $200 a month.
With your medical issues, do you think McDonald's, Papa John's, Starbucks, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, all being processed within a couple days' time is helping?
No.
It's not helping your wallet either.
No, not at all.
Why are you still doing it? If we know we're killing ourselves and we're financially killing ourselves, why do you think you're still doing it?
I think I wouldn't weigh 400 pounds if I knew the answer to that question.
Okay, well, you obviously had discipline for a bit, though, because you did go through the surgery, which is very difficult.
Well, the surgery did its job, which is to say it extremely restricted my stomach intake. And it still does to this day.
Okay. In a lot of the American versions, don't they require you to lose a good amount up front before you have to get it? Okay, so you had the discipline to do that.
Well, it was a lot easier when I walked into an emergency room with a blood pressure of 280 over 180. And they're like, hey, you're dying now. You're not dying eventually. You're dying now.
But you kind of are.
I mean, this.
No, wait, you said you're not going to listen.
As unfortunate as this is the healthiest I've ever been.
But you said you're not. You don't feel like you're going to be here in your 60s.
Well, that's just the stark reality. When you've done what I've done to my body.
I know that just to me that feels like now.
That's fair. I see it as 15, 20 years from now because that's what it is.
Certainly not. Well, you're 50, 60 is not 20 years from now.
Well, it was mid-60s is what we're saying, right? Okay. So that's 15, 20 years.
Starbucks.
Yeah, Starbucks.
There's lots of Starbucks. Tokyo House, very expensive.
Business
$90.
Business.
No.
That one was right off.
I bought a whole shipment of birds from the mainland,
right off of
but
what?
They keep losing.
Prime Video, Starbucks, not even a full month back yet. Starbucks is a lot. Arby's, at least get food that tastes like something.
Hey, let me tell you a little bit something about Arby's, okay?
Good fries?
They have very good fries. But recently, I'm beginning to realize the value that you get from Arby's is surprising how much food you get for your amount of investment.
Which will
actually
teach you
really surprising.
about...
It doesn't taste good. I want to make it very abundantly clear. But again, when you're feeding multiple people,
Wait a minute.
you save a lot of money on
Wait a minute.
Wait until you hear about
He
the
just
grocery store.
complained
It'll blow
about
your
how the
mind.
chicken patties
Burger King, Netflix, nothing good on there anyway. Starbucks.
I just canceled Netflix, actually.
Good.
But you'd
Good
rather
lad.
eat at Arby's
I canceled
even if he's
Netflix
literally
and I
saying that it's
canceled
not good for you, but you get more food.
Hulu.
Like, how does that make sense?
And the only thing I have now is Disney Plus, which we watch literally every day, and Amazon Prime, which I pay for the shipping and for the things that we need anyway.
Starbucks. More Arby's.
It's all food. I mean, like I can save you all the scrolling. It's all food.
But we're not even halfway through a month. This is what I feared going in here. So we have a credit card.
Sure.
We have a credit card and we weren't able to do the math that we typically do. But I would not be surprised if you did not go out and have these $25 drops every single day, 12 to 25, something around there.
Yeah, it's almost we spend about $12 to $15 on food a day.
Let's call it 15.
Yeah, let's call it 15. That's actually very fair.
Let's call it 30. We could have paid off.
Well, let's not call it. Oh, 30 days. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we could have paid off half. Now you throw the Starbucks in there and you throw the business dinner in there. Even if you're writing it off, we probably could have paid off the credit card that is accruing interest and that we're missing fees. By the way, if we're getting hit with late fees,
oh yeah, that's the worst way. I mean, like
then we're not getting Starbucks.
Any financial show on the planet will tell you if you're getting charged late fees or credit card interest or loan interest, then you can't be spending.
Then I'm struggling here. Do you care?
I do. It's again.
Then stop. Be an adult. Act your age is what I would say.
I mean, that's fair. Again, food has not been a area that I have been very successful at controlling.
Trust me, I can't really talk about it either.
Dude, let me tell you.
But at least I can afford it.
I've taken it's bigger than you. Okay? All right? Listen to me, dude. I've eaten more than you at a buffet before. Okay?
Please not in my bathroom,
All right?
please.
I appreciate that you think you know what it's like to be addicted to food. I promise you, you don't.
I will be honest, one of my big struggles is on a daily basis, like I won't eat a ton during the day, but then I'll get something fatty, greasy, sweet, and then I binge a massive portion in the evening. That is my typical issue that happens, and I yo-yo 30, 40 pounds constantly. Yeah. I'll be good for a while, and then I'll yo-yo. So I can't talk about that.
I mean, the only reason I'm not 600 pounds again is because the surgery is doing its job.
Can I ask how much you weigh?
400.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good job.
My lowest ever was 330. I got back up to 400. This is where I've stayed.
Yeah.
Within a 20-pound variance. I've gone down to 380, and I've gone back up to 400.
Where does your doctor want you to be?
I mean, ideally, you'd like to be in the 175, right? Like that's what anybody would want. We're talking knee replacement surgery when I get home.
How much is that going to cost?
I think it's. Hopefully, your cost we feel covered. I pay $800 a month for the best insurance I can afford because I absolutely have no choice, right? It's
you
literally
met your deductible.
Do I meet my deductible within the first like 2 weeks.
Lots of Amazon, some Panda Express.
Yeah.
Gas. You must drive a lot.
We don't drive a lot, but we buy a tank a week, give or take.
So do you go in there and get a bunch of drinks then? Because I'm seeing like gas stations.
Oh, no, never. I don't go.
So I'm seriously like 2 weeks back and I've seen like 5 gas stations.
Well, we did travel here, so we need to fill up at home. We filled up here.
Yeah, but that was yesterday. Like I'm talking in the last 2 weeks. Starbucks, Burger King, Starbucks.
Oh, in the last
Domino's.
2 weeks, I was on my way to Starbucks. Last month, I was on my way to Cleveland, Ohio, to finish this documentary. So that's probably maybe what you're saying. But no,
the documentary that we talked about, the one that everyone has seen.
Yeah, I generally, we generally fill up the tank.
About
I think once a week. It's a hybrid. I mean, you'd have to drive 555 miles a tank is what I get. So
okay, I'm struggling with the eating out once a day thing because now that I'm scrolling through here, I'm seeing about 2 to 3 if we're considering Starbucks and we're considering, unless this is when they're hitting. But seriously, scroll here.
I think
like
that's when
13,
they're hitting.
14, 15. Like these are just individual days. 16, and there's 2, 3 in each.
Well, I think that's probably more when they're hitting.
But even if that's when they're hitting, still, since this is sectioned out day by day, and 3 are hitting a day, even if they're coming from the previous day,
I said we average
then
about
it's like
$15 on fast food a day.
Yeah, but I'm also kind of struggling with that because if we go here, middle of November, Golden Corral, $62 at Golden Corral. But okay, we'll call that an oddity, right? We went to Golden Corral.
I mean, it was. I invited somebody out to my editor, me and my friend Flint and my girlfriend.
Your editor? You pay your editor?
When I need to, yeah. When he's got a project that we need to work on.
Why aren't you editing your own stuff? You have time, I assume.
He's incredibly better at it, and so if I have an actual project that needs to get done, and he works for minimum to be very clear for this pro. So, but occasionally he'll get a business dinner to talk projects and stuff.
And then we're doing that so yeah, minimum once a day. And then you throw an extra $5 from Starbucks on there as well sometimes. Yeah.
So let's call it
every
20.
other day.
Let's call it 20.
20.
But again, most of the time I'm feeding 2 or 3 people off of this money.
But that's 15 is that's the minimum we're spending a day at fast
food. Right, let's call it at that point $600 a month on food.
Oh, 1 second. So minimum 15 a day plus probably 5 for Starbucks every other day, so 2.5 a day.
Yeah.
So then we saw about once a week, maybe twice a week sometimes, there's that Dave & Buster's, there's the Golden Corral, there's that other thing. So all of a sudden that throws off the average of 15 a day, turning it to what would probably be evenly distributed, $20, $25 a day, throwing the Starbucks maybe $30 a day on average.
Sure, yeah.
So if we actually start going off of that, and again, I wasn't able to do the normal math that I was able to do before most episodes, we're looking closer to like $900 a month. And I wouldn't be surprised.
Let's call it that then. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely room to cut. I included any time I talk about these budgets online, I generally say 600 for this stuff, but 900 might be more realistic.
But you can't afford 600.
That's true. That's true.
So you said you're feeding multiple people. I understand, obviously, girlfriend situation. Okay,
sure.
Who else are we feeding?
So again, my roommates mostly like to remain private. They're not on social media.
Okay.
So I do have some difficulty divulging the arrangements that we've made.
Okay.
But in exchange for a lot of things that I physically cannot do. I can't mow my lawn. I can't get into the attic. I cannot do a lot of the things that are necessary to be done.
So in-house help.
That's right. So in exchange for in-house help, every once in a while, I get someone a sandwich. And if I were paying to get the lawn done, my house, it's way ridiculously more expensive than an Arby's sandwich.
I would
right?
rather you.
So the deal that I have set up with my roommates now, I'm saving a tremendous amount of money. But that will occasionally include, hey man, you want to go out to dinner? It's been a month. Can I take you out to dinner tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm never in a position, not to speak too much about my roommate's private business, but I could never imagine myself in that position where I would get paid so little and do so much to help a friend. I mean, I'd like to think I'd be able to, but physically I can't do most of these things. Right? I can't climb a ladder. I can't. These are things I physically cannot do, and I'm very blessed in that regard. And so, yeah, it's probably, I know it's a stupid investment, but since they're making such a stupid investment this way, I don't mind making a stupid investment their way.
Are they paying any rent?
Yes.
What are you getting? Because that helps offset some of the budgetary costs that we're going to have to go into.
Do my roommates pay rent? There is compensation, not just in terms of things that they're able to do around the house and things that I cannot do, but there is compensation, yes. Okay. But it's not something because again, they are private people. I don't want to get too much into their lives.
Totally fine.
Even if
I do get that, and I want to make sure
how much money they give you for rent.
Yeah, no, nothing negative.
We don't know
so that's fair. Have you ever downloaded the app Credit Karma?
They give you for rent.
I believe so. I don't have it on my phone currently.
If we could just get you to go through that, it'll take about 5 minutes. All right, credit score. We've jumped up.
Yeah.
673.
Yeah, like I said, I do know the tools to build credit. Someone sent me down to do it, and I'm trying to maintain the best credit that I can. Certainly that's not in the 700s. There's plenty of room, right? Yeah. But considering my financial situation, if I needed a stopgap loan, which I hope I never do.
That's what emergency funds are for.
Right? Well, again, I don't have them, unfortunately.
Well, what's this, actually? $7,732.
This is what's left of everything. That's everything.
Okay, but that is money.
That is money.
What's it in?
This is currently sitting in Ethereum, and since I printed this off, it's actually worth more.
Yeah, but what have we learned?
Well, we've learned that I don't think that market can go any lower. There's no way it's going to go to zero. It can't go to zero.
Sir?
It can't go to zero.
Sir, what have we learned about our money?
You don't take the loss until you sell.
Okay, well... Okay.
And also, it was also kind of smart to spread off the losses across multiple years so that I get that nice tax deductible. Yeah.
Okay. Sleep number. 3,218.
Was that the total?
Not 2,500. This is why I had. This
I
is
guess
why
it was more than that. Good idea. Okay.
And yep, there's the credit card as we saw. Lending USA. Here's the car. 6,472.
Is that what I have left?
Yeah, which is a lot more than you suggested.
I guess so.
Nah, this is why we do the little investigation.
Well, that's why. Yeah. Again, I ballparked this stuff in my brain. I've never looked this stuff up, so I'm glad we're looking it up today, so I know for sure.
Lending, personal loan, 3,448.
That's my dog. And do you want to know something? Worst investment in my life, because I don't even like the dog that much. I love my first dog. He's like he's my soul dog. He's like the member of the family. The second dog, he's mostly just a dog. He's a good dog. He's a really good dog. I really like him, but I didn't want a dog. I wanted another Sammy, and I got a Leo instead. But he's still a great dog.
Okay. Yeah. Your car payment is.
What are we down to?
$238 a month.
Yeah.
You're halfway through the loan.
Yeah.
We really sounded like we were much closer.
I thought I was. Again, I think maybe I don't have a solid understanding of how much interest I'm paying up front in some of these loans, because I thought I would have paid off considerably more of the actual loan by now.
We took out a 5-year. Okay, so I'm going to steal from our friends, the money guy.
Yeah.
I mean, really, you want to pay it off. If you're going to take out on a car loan, no more than 8% of your income on a monthly basis goes towards it. You put 20% down every time.
Which is certainly considerably less of that. I paid half.
And on a three-year term.
Well, I paid half. The initial loan was $10,000 because I paid half. I paid half up front. if I remember correctly.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
And then...
And again, the only reason I financed the back half, because I had the cash, I could have spent it. It was before crypto even dropped. I should have probably done it. But the only reason is, again, to try to maintain this credit score. Have some small loans.
Your dog! Your dog!
$5,000, yeah.
No! It thinks it's at 23.49% interest is what it says you are at. That's the loan.
So that can't be right.
Are you sure? That's what I think it is.
Is that even legal to make a 23% loan?
Oh, yeah. There's people on my show all the time.
That doesn't seem legal.
Credit cards are over 30%. Your credit card's probably over 30%.
I mean, like
It's
the minimum
15 to
payment's
30.
like $20 a month. So off of a balance of $1,000.
You know why the minimum payment's $20 a month? Because they want the interest to continue to accrue.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's,
I thought
that's
I was paying
not
all
your
the interest
benefit.
off.
No. Oh,
well,
buddy.
the number's never broken over like 1,000.
Buddy. No. Okay. Now I'm understanding where we might be in terms of financial knowledge. No, that's not how it works.
Okay.
Credit cards.
Well, then educate me.
Yeah.
Yes,
well,
please.
Well, the credit cards, we never want to hold a balance anyway. Because if we're holding a balance, whether or not you're making a minimum monthly payment, it's accruing interest unless it's in an interest-free period.
So if I were to pay anything off first, it's clearly this dog loan. That's got to be right.
What was 986 again? What did we put down for that?
I think that's just the credit card balance.
Oh.
And again,
no.
that's a secured credit card, so I don't think the interest is very high. It's secured with a $1,000 CD.
Oh, let me find out.
Yeah, tell them, because I think I made a smart financial decision with that credit card, because it is a secured card, financed, secured with a $1,000 CD. So my understanding is the interest rate was going to be very, very low.
Can you bring up the credit card again?
Yeah.
So now we have a full picture of your debt and where we've gone.
Right.
What's good is it looks like you don't have anything in collections or anything, which is good. So, I mean, that's, I feel like that's potentially next steps if we have to drain. Okay, so the $7,732 that's in that. Oh, this is just a daily graph. Where was that at some point, and you've been withdrawing from it to survive?
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, if you see in the documentary, in February.
At Tires Plus, you're in the driver's seat. You depend on your vehicle to get you, well, everywhere. So we offer...
This was $30,000, but I've had to withdraw from it.
This year.
Yeah. And again, if this was a 401k, it'd be considerably harder to have tapped that money when I needed it.
Oh, well,
it would have certainly been more secure, and I wouldn't have lost 75% of it overnight,
But over the years, if you were putting money into a solo 401k instead of this, you'd have been saving a lot on taxes anyway.
Sure.
Tax benefits with that. Now, I wouldn't want you to withdraw and take penalties from that anyway. You could have taken out loans against it. Wouldn't want you to do that either. But I think a lot of it, we're going to create your budget. But what is very clear, if we're doing $900 a month eating out in different forms, we could pay these debts off very quickly.
Yeah, so my interest charge for this is $19.59 for a $1,000 budget, for a $1,000 balance. So what's that come out to?
1 second. 24%.
Well, then I'm paying that off immediately.
Yeah, that's what I'd pay off immediately because you can pay it off by not eating out for literally a single month.
Then how much is left on the dog loan?
The dog loan we're sitting at about $3,448. So and the bed is also $3,219. Can you bring up Credit Karma again? Because what I can see is the bed interest rate.
Right.
Because that can also.
Again, you know how they got me on the bed is number one, it was medically required.
Yeah.
And then secondly, I'm like, I can't afford to pay for this in cash, so I have to get it. And
usually a lot of beds though you can get 0%. As you said,
I did for like 6 months or something. I think.
Well, in that case, you figure out what's the minimum monthly payment required to pay it off in 6 months.
Right.
But of course,
I mean, you tell me. I don't know. I pulled the trigger. I found one, President's Day sell, whatever.
Don't look at this. You have outstanding approval odds on 2 credit cards and 3 personal loan sections.
Oh, I would never take out another. Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Yeah, never.
We don't need you to have to come back on.
Nope.
The next time I have you on, I want it because you've paid off.
I mean, give me credit for one thing. I keep it paid if I can, if it's at all humanly possible. Like if a bill is due, the bill gets paid.
No.
I obviously not the credit cards.
Well,
but like the loan the loan payments get made.
How can I give you that due?
Nothing's
though?
Defaulted at least.
I can't give you that credit
That's
though.
fair.
If there's if one of any of the things are not being paid, I can't give you the credit of making the payments. See that,
and I think maybe again one of the reasons I pat myself on the back for this and why you never would is because growing up we had things repossessed all the time. Cars repossessed, televisions repossessed, furniture repossessed, because everything was bought on credit, right?
Yeah.
And so that was such a commonplace. I feel so happy and secure that I can pay my bills. I feel so happy and secure
You can't.
that no, they are getting paid. I'm paying
Not
my
the
medical
credit card.
That's true. That's true.
Okay. It's not finding the interest. Do you have the app for it? Do you know that?
I do, I think.
Oh, if you have the app for it, we could
I
probably
think it's
see it.
straight through Sleep Number, maybe. I think this one was 0%, if I'm not mistaken.
Buddy, if 4 of these bad debts, I'm considering the house a good debt. If the other 4 bad debts, bad, just absolute debt, was out of your life,
yeah,
it lowers your risk profile immensely. It lowers your minimum monthly payments immensely.
Well, that's where I want to get. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, but it's gonna take some things that I'm concerned you might not be willing to do. To be completely honest, but I mean that's up to you. We'll talk about that. And you'll
there's
let me
another
know.
financial plan we'll get into in a minute, and I think you're gonna be
Oh, you
excited
have your
for
own
it.
plan.
Yeah, you're gonna laugh when I say it though, but and your audience will laugh.
Well, I would also just rather you be like financially like safe than give me a good segment.
Well, it's
right?
both. It's both.
In
though.
the okay.
It's both.
In the end, you're a human being, man.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So the spike makes this a little hard, but across the income sources you gave me, we are having an average of $4,269.96. Now,
That's right about where it is. Yeah.
question:
Yeah.
Are you setting 30% aside for taxes?
I can't.
Right.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do in what did you do these last few quarterlies when quarterly payments?
I literally can't afford to make quarterly payments, so I'm paying in lump sums at the beginning of the year most of the time.
Okay, and there's penalties for that.
Yep.
Okay. If you can't afford to do them quarterly, how are we gonna do them annually with penalties?
I think this year I'll end up having to set up a payment plan with the U.S. government.
What'd you do for last year?
We haven't talked about it much. It was a fairly reasonable sum.
It was paid?
No.
Is it on a payment plan?
I'm about $2,200.
Okay.
Hmm?
It's a very important piece of this debt.
It is.
It's interesting because the episode that's coming out before yours was another YouTuber who did not pay his taxes.
Which one? Darkside Phil.
Oh, maybe I should have him on. No, it's a YouTuber that doesn't upload anymore. He got to 100,000 subscribers and then quit.
Now, there's only the 1 year, and I've just been waiting for him to knock on the door and get it solved.
No.
But at the beginning of this year, I was not in a position where I could do it. I'm like, I have to make it till the stock drops, and let's see if there's a spike that comes with it, and I'll pay it then. And that's the world we're in now. Yeah, dude.
Well, you had 30 in crypto. You could have paid it.
I could have, but I knew I looked at, and this is a terrible way to live, but this is how I looked at it. I can pull this out of crypto now and potentially miss a house payment at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So I would rather stay in the house until I have to leave it.
Yeah.
And continue to build equity, and maybe I'll never have to leave it. But if if I pulled this $2,000 and paid the U.S. government, which I know they're patient. I owed the money. They are very patient. The U.S. government
it
is
depends.
so patient. They'll
They
hit you
also
with
have the
interest and
guns.
payments. Yeah. Well, but I'll tell you, having had this very similar problem in my 20s with a small business
Really?
collapsing, and owing them $1,500 then, they were very eager to work with you. They're like, just give us anything, man. Right? You know, the U.S. government works slow, and believe it or not, they're surprisingly cool when it comes to owing them money.
Okay.
So
many people have had different experiences. Just to let you know.
yeah, I've had they just set me up on a payment plan. They're literally like, "What can you afford?" I'm like, "Well, I'm on disability now, so
Yeah.
what do you think I can afford?" They're like, "Can you afford to give up 10% of that?" And I'm like, "No, I can't give 10% of $850.
Mhm.
I'm living off of $850."
What if they knew
Right?
you were spending $900 a month on fast food?
I mean, they probably would be. Do not send this to the IRS. Yeah, probably not, right? I mean, they know. The government knows, right? They have access to my credit card records, right?
I'm
They
just saying
know.
if there's one
They
people
know.
we don't, it's the IRS. 'cause-
That's true. But they know.
Yeah. I mean, we've had, not for sums of 2,200, but there's been people in the media industry in general who have, not paid taxes. They've gone to jail.
If you owe them a significant amount of money,
Yes.
then yes.
Yeah.
They do not consider $2,000.
No, I know. No, but that's all I'm saying is like, well, this isn't all roses and butterflies.
The best I can get for you on this loan is
Mhm.
that it was 0% for 24 months. Because that's pretty much standard on the website.
Yeah, when did you take it out?
July.
Okay, so we're in the 0% interest period.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's good to know.
Or no, June.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, June. Sorry, I was panicking. I was like, because
you almost sent me into one.
I got it before.
Does she work?
We're working on that.
Okay, because that's not required to. We're not married, anything like that. If we are married, that's a conversation of what do we need to be as a future? How do we hit financial goals? We might need to work, obviously.
The majority of her everything is taken care of, but the one thing that she's not doing is bringing income in.
Yeah.
But she's costing pretty much nothing going out.
Okay, let's capture some of your other things. We have Verizon 222.
Do it?
Verizon 222?
Yes, we got 2 lines.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you have your phones financed? iPads? Apple Watches?
Not iPads, no.
Verizon's expensive.
There is, Verizon's expensive. There was like a $500 balance after trading on that phone on this one, so we are paying that off. But that is again at 0%.
You're gonna hate it because Verizon is like the best nationwide, but when we just can't afford to live like Mint Mobile.
I don't even know what that is.
Ryan Reynolds, Mint Mobile?
I don't watch commercials, man.
That's always the first thing I say.
Well, check it out, dude. I'll text you a link. It can be like $30 a line.
Okay, I'll still have to pay off this phone.
It's fun that he says that. That's always the first thing I say too.
Yeah, like I said,
the phone was $0.
It added up to like there was a balance of $420 spread across 24 months. Oh. But it's 0% interest.
I know, but we can't switch to another carrier.
Yeah.
Well, there goes saving $150. All right. Car insurance? Yeah.
Gotta have car insurance.
Gotta have car insurance. The YouTuber, the other one I was just talking about, who didn't pay his taxes, does not have car insurance. Very bad.
I didn't for the first 30 years of my life.
That's not good.
Yeah, that was not good.
Do you have yeah, $775 is your minimum monthly for insurance.
Yep,
Health
that's
insurance.
Blue Cross Blue Shield, keeps me alive. Unfortunately, for them, they are losing a lot of money on this. I can tell you that. They are spending way more than I'm giving at this point.
Yeah. Like 15 years ago, you may have not been able to get health insurance at this point.
I couldn't. Yeah, if it wasn't for the Obama administration that made it possible for me to purchase insurance as a self-employed person, I would have never had access to health insurance.
Okay. So how many people do you have to buy groceries for, like everyday type thing?
Me and her.
Just you two.
Yeah. I mean, we do have somebody that again will cook for free as long as they're eating.
Everyone wonders if earning a degree will really make a difference. It will at WGU. In fact, in the 2022 Harris poll, 99% of employers said WGU grads meet or exceed expectations. Employers respect WGU degrees. Learn more at wgu.edu.
So we do take advantage of that. So generally means we're cooking for 3 most of the times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would try to get it to the 2 with some cooking getting done. So what we did on our grocery store website, our local grocery store, HEB, you can probably do this on Walmart, I assume. We created like a meal prepping thing for each week, 2,500 calories a day per person, plus snacks. We sorted the recipes for what we needed for each meal by cheapest.
I should point out that when we eat at home, we eat cheap. We eat more sandwiches than we eat anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, either way, sort the ingredients by cheap, and then do like a pickup order for it, which can be free depending on the store. And that way you're not going through the aisles, you're not picking up everything. And we had for a single person with snacks and desserts, 2,500 calories a day, good eating, $250 a month.
That's
comfortably.
Incredible. That's incredible.
Comfortably, but most people aren't, willing to get into the nitty gritty of it, name
course,
brands
yeah.
and eating a unique meal every day. And I want everyone to be able to do that. I want everyone to be able to do that.
With you,
when we can't afford it.
Everything in our house is great value.
Okay.
100% of the time. Because number one, it's a huge waste of money. The food doesn't taste different. The products aren't any better. And secondly, we're in Walmart country, right? Like, so if you're not buying the local brand, you're kind of a trader in our area. But yeah, at least that we're already doing that.
Yeah. All I'm saying is I could get you guys $450 a month in groceries for you too. With aggressive meal prepping. We could.
That sounds very reasonable. Yeah.
Now, I have something called the toilet paper fund. This is just whatever else is needed to survive at the household. So it's the toothpaste, the toothbrush, whatever is needed.
Sure.
It could even be like some car maintenance. Everything's going to ebb and flow on a monthly basis. I'm going to put $150 there.
Sure.
Medical, on a monthly basis, medications, what is coming out on average?
About $1,500. For health insurance and medications.
Oh, okay. Not health insurance. Just medications.
And now we're doing...
Just medications. Well, I guess I could subtract them.
Yeah. So
700.
Yeah, in the neighborhood, 500 to 700 depending on the month.
Okay, so 600 if we average. Let me figure out your debt minimum monthly payments, including mortgage. Actually, let's do mortgage separately, including property taxes and insurance, all that good stuff.
And did we get through utilities on this or not? I can't remember.
I did not see you.
They should have been in some of the screenshots.
Yeah. Here it is.
I think water payment is in here.
So this is water, gas,
water, electricity. Oh, sorry, no, that is water and trash removal, and that's it. That's what the city charges. It sucks.
Okay, so you have electricity on the side.
Electricity is a whole other bill, which you should have here as well.
So this is just trash.
Yeah,
and
our city is highway robbery. It's insane. That's trash and water.
Do they compensate it with low property taxes at least? Like we get hammered with aggressive.
Our property taxes are better.
Okay, how much in electricity and gas then?
Depends on the month.
Yeah, give me your average.
They should be printed out for the last month here. I think I sent them to you. I think the last month in electricity was $250.
Yep. It was a little more than that, but yep.
And then what was the other one you were asking about? Gas, I think, comes out to, in the winter, close to 150. In the summer, down to as little as 50. So let's call that 100. And then, what was the other one? Water, gas, electric. We do pay for cable, which is $100 a month.
I'm sorry,
not cable. Sorry, internet. Which I'm a YouTuber.
Yes.
Right.
Well, you need internet to survive, to do jobs, to do anything.
Right. $99 a month. We got a really good deal when it comes to internet. That's for a gigabit, and this is the slowest they offer. So I can't even get it cheaper if I wanted to.
Okay. Let me get the debt minimum monthly payments besides the mortgage. Not including whatever the IRS might be, because we don't know yet.
Yep.
Yeah, this extra $653 could not clear you up, but it would help a lot.
Yeah. I ballpark, and like I've said publicly, right around 7,000 for like minimum payments across everything. Is that about close to what you got?
I don't know just yet. I want to make sure we've got everything that you're required to have. Gas. How much do we think on a monthly basis?
Like I said, gas in the winter is
car gas.
Oh, very little. I drive a hybrid, so 20, 40, maybe $80 a month, if that.
We'll be conservative and say 80.
Yeah.
Anything else that you are required to take care of on a minimum monthly basis? There were subscriptions like StreamYard and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's like a $25 subscription to StreamYard.
Any other subscriptions that are mandatory? Mandatory. I'm not throwing Disney Plus in there. I'm sorry.
I think I could.
I'm just trying to get your mandatory in order to survive.
Hey, big dog. Want to play
Streamlabs
with this kitty cat?
might count, but that's $9 a month.
Okay, so 35 then.
Let's call it that. Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's everything.
Okay.
I've done a really good job of canceling everything over the last few months.
How many miles is on that car?
12,000, I think now. I've had to take a lot of road trips.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I bought it.
12,000 is nothing.
I bought it with less than 1,000 miles on it.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I might be wrong. It might be closer to 18 if I'm ballparking it. She could go check, but I think it's under 20 for sure.
I'm happy about that though. It doesn't mean we have to worry about anything too major happening soon.
You know, they say one of the reasons I bought this car is like all the YouTube reviewers said this specific year and that specific model. They said well over 150,000 miles before you even start to see issues. So, and I knew it would take a lifetime for me to put that on it. Even with trips like this, you know, for business and stuff, I'll never put that much mileage on it.
5,856 in order to survive. So a little under. But that's because I think we're throwing in a little less wants. You said in your budget you had like 900 for food or something.
Yeah.
It's like if we get rid of wants, only just basic survival, which is what you should be on, because again, we still bring in $1,600 less on a monthly basis than we need to survive.
Yep.
And
we're real close to that being zero.
Yeah. So
now, I do have one thing we haven't included here.
Oh. Okay.
And it is the other backup plan that I've had, which is so incredibly stupid.
Go on.
I started playing a card game called Magic the Gathering back in 1994.
Yeah.
I happened to purchase a lot of cards at a time,
Yeah, I remember
that they
this.
are worth a lot.
Mhm.
So I have cards that have been my backup plan for the entirety of my life, right?
Yeah.
Since 1994, I'm like, these cards continue to accrue value. The bottom will fall out eventually. Here we are 31 years later, and they've gone nowhere but up. I generally get about 70% of the value of what a card's worth. And so, for example, I was gifted a card for 9 years ago for my 40th birthday. They paid $80 for it. It's currently worth about $2,700. So I do have additional assets.
Can you give me conservative value of your entire collection? Conservative.
Extremely conservative
Yes,
would
please.
be if I bulk sold it tomorrow.
Yeah.
$50K. But my plan is to continue to do what I've been doing over the last year, which is sell it periodically to survive, right? Because with the exception of, the COVID bubble hitting this market, and I wouldn't have sold during COVID because I didn't need the money, right?
Yeah.
Other than the COVID bubble bursting, these cards have continued to maintain value. So I sell them as I go. Now I'm learning today from you that I should absolutely go home, sell $10,000 worth, and throw it at these high interest loans.
Because they're probably not appreciating 25%.
No, certainly not. Certainly not.
Because the crypto, and it's in crypto. So one, I would just have this in a high yield savings account anyway, but it's going to last 5 more months at the max.
Yep.
If it stays this value, you never know what can happen with crypto. 5 more months. So,
and I wasn't lying. It's gone up since I sent it to you, right?
Yeah.
We made a couple bucks.
I would sell that.
It's on the climb. Do not invest. Do not invest.
Invest, but not in that.
Not in crypto.
Okay. So with the bad debt that we have, this is what I would do today. Tomorrow, because you get home tomorrow. But high interest bad debt, including I'm putting the IRS in there, man, because it's about to get to be like death interest.
Yeah,
terrible.
they'll knock on the door soon.
Yeah, and I would rather knock on their door before they knock on yours.
That's fair.
I would sell $16,307.88.
How much?
$16,307.88.
That's pretty doable.
That wipes out IRS. It wipes out credit card. It wipes out the bed. It wipes out the car. And it wipes out the dog. Loan, not the dog, but the car. You, in your situation, not having a car debt, leverage on a depreciating asset, lowers your risk profile immensely.
Okay, extremely stupid question.
Yeah.
It's my understanding that I should maintain some loan to continue to build credit.
Sure.
It's so because I do think relocating, selling my existing home and buying a cheaper one is something that will still be in my future, even with this.
So you'll still have your
New home, new card, new you. See if you're pre-approved in 3 simple steps with no harm to your credit score. Redeem cashback rewards for making it your own. Check if you're pre-approved today.
Filing your tax return is different on freetaxusa.com. First off, there are no extra fees for premium or self-employed taxes because the federal return is always free for everyone, for all situations. You'll never pay extra for IRS e-filing or to get your biggest refund. Best of all, filing a state return is only $14.99, and all calculations are guaranteed 100% accurate. This year, save $100 or more by filing your taxes on freetaxusa.com.
If I were to keep a loan, is the mortgage count?
Oh, absolutely.
Is that the one they're looking for?
Well, they're looking for everything. They're looking for diversification. They're looking for age. They're looking for low balances. They're looking for on-time payments. What I would do in your situation is obviously keep the mortgage because it's a low rate. It's great. Getting rid of the other loans, even if your credit score takes a hit because the age goes down, doesn't matter anyway, because right now your credit score in what exists within it of taking out debt is taking advantage of you. You're not taking advantage of it. So there's really no purpose right now of you like shooting for that good credit score because this is you. What I would do potentially, you're not a credit card person.
Right.
Like you can't manage it. You're not paying the payments. But if it is that important to you, the one thing I might consider, if you can prove to yourself over the course of 6 months that you only put gas on your credit card and you pay off the entire balance every month.
That's smart.
I will concede that you're allowed to do that. And that will at least, that in the mortgage, man, you'll be in the 700s credit score wise.
Okay.
Should be chill.
Okay.
It should be chill. You might get a hit for a bit because your overall credit age is going to go down because some accounts are going to close for paying them off.
Right.
But honestly, with your credit card getting paid off, even with those, I wouldn't be surprised if it jumped to about 700 anyway.
Yeah, because one of the main, I debated even talking about this, and I don't know if it'll make the final cut or not. But one of the major reasons I want to make sure that I can take out a loan is because there's a very real chance of a medical emergency. And for the thing that I'm dealing with, you have to pay up front.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. No. Well, of course, obviously, I mean, death over life. Life comes first. Yeah. So, I get your fear around that. Yeah, I think your credit score, again, will actually be in a better place because right now what's holding it back, looking at your credit, is a high credit card balance. You know, you want to be under that 30% utilization. If we just have you swiping your credit card on gas, paying off the balance every month, and having the mortgage consistent, you're gonna have a good score.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, are we talking 800s? Right. No, but like you'll be in the 7s.
Right. Right.
So,
and I think when we're looking at this minimum structure, I think my income in the last 30 days has been enough to cover that.
Yes.
And this
YouTube alone, right?
Right. Yeah. This podcast is going to start paying out. I mean, we just hit profitability in the 3rd episode. That's incredible, right? My cut is small, it's 25%, right? But I own 25% of this thing. And I foresee being able to reach these minimums throughout at least the rest of next year. I don't know if it'll get better than that. But I think I'm in a position right now after the doc coming out and this podcast and everything else, I think I'm in a position where I reach these minimums. I won't have much wiggling room after that. And it'd be a really good idea to pay all of this down.
You need to tomorrow.
Yeah, right. Exactly. As soon as I get home.
But the minimums don't matter for then spending an additional $900 going out to eat and then whatever else, the extra unnecessities are unnecessities right now. If we can't afford it, we currently can't. So what is required through, again, a anonymous call center job, something that pays minimum wage, building that podcast, or abandoning the Twitch and everything like that and fully focusing on re-engaging YouTube, whatever it might be, man, that brings you to at least...
I mean, that's been the plan over the last 30 days. You literally what I've been doing over the last 30 days since this documentary dropped, and you can see it's paying off, right? Like, my numbers continue to grow. My income is continuing to grow. I'm doing exactly that. All of this ancillary stuff is ancillary. I have it all in a link dump, and other than live streaming once a week just for the fun of it, because I enjoy doing it, I don't live stream. I put my time where the cash cow is, and that cash cow is YouTube's ad revenue. And my favorite part about that is I'm not making money off the back of my audience. They don't have to buy a t-shirt. They don't have to engage with the sponsor. They don't have to buy a channel membership. They don't have to donate anything on Twitch. All they have to do is put the video on, click it, watch it, and I make money, and that's simple as that.
A lot of the criticisms that I personally saw, and you can refute them if you wish, this is just, there's too much information online.
Sure, yeah.
It's impossible. So, but a lot of I saw is, again, like the pity party, sympathy feast over the last few years.
Sure.
And maybe that turns the people off, and maybe it's to get people to give some money. I'm not sure. Are we done with that?
Yeah, I've been done with it for a while.
Good. So we just...
I learned very quickly my decision to talk about my finances last year. That is not how I'm going to get out of this hole. And I cannot, nor should I, want my existing audience or my pre-existing audience to want to dig me out of this hole. Now, it's a whole other thing if I create content that they want to pay for, right?
Yes.
If I give value, you give value. Most YouTubers give value. That was the thing that I was missing from my video last year. I asked for something, but I offered nothing in exchange. That was the idiocy of it. And I'm at a point where I can't ask for anything up front from my audience, nor should I, nor do I want to, right? I have to deliver a product that they enjoy, and if they enjoy it, then they can catch me on the back end if they so choose to. And I don't blame a single person who chooses never to do that, right? If you said Boogie's burnt that bridge, I fully understand and respect that.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, the thing I think I learned from the internet more than anything, I was playing, I don't know, I heard it called I'm Just a Small Bean the other day. Do you know, have you heard this, right? Growing up for me, it was, you wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? I was being Jerry Smith from Rick and Morty, if you're familiar with that character. It's a character that was intentionally pathetic in the hopes that other people wouldn't harm them. What I've learned very quickly from that, not very quickly, but I've learned harshly, is that when you make yourself out to be a victim, the people that like to victimize people will choose you to victimize.
I'm curious, do you find yourself throughout your life playing justification games?
Certainly, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it just might be something worth escaping in the future, is just instead of trying to justify like every last thing, a reason for everything happening, reason why I did this, reason why I made this choice is because of this whole winded thing of a character I'm trying to do and all this stuff.
Well, in
instead
therapy,
of just justification.
in therapy, we learn why we do things, right? I know why. During the Frank Castle situation, when a man was battering down my door, calling me the N-word and an F-A-G-G-O-T and all that, I know why I opened that door.
Yeah.
Right? I did it because I wanted to stand up for myself. I did it because you shouldn't be on my property.
Yeah.
I did it because this is a transgression. Does the law care? No, it's not an excuse. I broke the law. I pay. But it's important to understand why I did this.
Yeah, but justify is different than
no, it doesn't
understanding
justify
why.
it at all, right? This is why I did it. I need to have an understanding of why I did it so that I hopefully won't do something like that ever again.
Well, the only reason I ask if that's been a part of your life is because I don't want us to be justifying things in the future.
Oh,
You know?
absolutely, yeah.
And in terms, like, I really want you to get to a good place, man. The minimum you need to bring in order to live your minimum needs with current debts. Get rid of the debts is different. Actually, we're paying off.
Let's
the
talk
debts.
about what happens when we get rid of the debts.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yes. Exactly. Except for the mortgage.
Sure.
Then we need $5,203 to survive on a monthly basis. That means you need to bring in $10,407 on a monthly basis for like recommended budgeting purposes.
Okay.
Recommended. It's obviously going to be tighter than that until you can get there. If you can get there again, that's great because I mean that's $124,000 a year.
10,000 a month?
Yes, it's because your needs. We want to shoot for that being about 50%. That is difficult. That's usually more difficult in places like New York City or LA, where rent's going to
Sure.
is more.
It's a little easier in Arkansas.
Yes.
Maybe not Northwest Arkansas, but still.
Yeah, I can't speak for that place specifically, but that's typically what we try to shoot for. 50% going to our needs, 30% to our wants, 20% to investing. Now, if I were in your shoes, is to shoot for that $10,400 as quick as I can, doing whatever it is, whether it's in content creation, whether it's a drive-through work, whether it's anonymous call center. And I know, we already talked about having the name out there and just, different things. But even if, again, we can try the more anonymous thing or applying for jobs like it's a full-time job, might be a consideration. If things don't play out, maybe we give it, this is going to last for another 5 months if no more income brings in.
Sure.
I say if we hit there and we've no longer gotten to the place where we can, survive. Obviously, liquidating cards might be the option then, but we're at that point, I think we've proved this is not working.
Right.
At that point, I say we try to scrape together any and every job we can, and we're not above any and every job at that point.
Right. I think a lot of people have this idea, and I get that the documentary definitely painted this picture, right? I think a lot of people don't understand what I'm willing to do to survive. But I hope that you know that I literally drove across the country with an injury.
Yeah.
To be here to do this, right?
Yeah, you did.
So
yeah.
I'm willing to eat as much as I need to do this, right?
Are you willing to stop eating $900 at McDonald's and Starbucks a month?
I'd love to, and it's something.
WGU's flat rate tuition at your pace formatted generous transfer policy allow you to earn a degree in less time for less money. Pay about half the cost of the national average for a bachelor's degree. Learn more and get started at WGU.edu.
Like I actively have tried to do my whole life.
I get that, but at this point, it's like not a choice. It's really not.
I respect that. Most addicts would tell you that, I'm not making excuses, but it's the reality of the situation, right? It's like going to Eugenia Cooney and saying, you need to put on 50 pounds. Right?
Okay.
Of course she does. Of course she does.
What about accountability? The people surrounding you?
I mean, they're doing their best.
Well, what does that look
Nobody
like?
can hold your toes to the fire, man.
I know, but is there enablement at all?
No, the opposite. Quite the opposite. I have people who will let me cook healthy meals, cheap meals here. Okay, but I know where McDonald's is, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, this show comes...
They deliver to your house, right? Like if in a weak moment, I'm going to choose McDonald's.
In this...
They're doing their best.
Well, what does that look
Nobody
like?
can hold your toes to the fire, man.
I know, but is there enablement at all.
No, the opposite. Quite the
Okay.
opposite. Right? I have people who were like, let me cook healthy meals, cheap meals here. Okay, but I know where McDonald's is, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, this show comes.
They deliver to your house, right? Like if in a weak moment, I'm going to choose McDonald's.
In this show, I can do finances. I'm obviously not an addiction person. All I can say on the finances, if we're not willing to change that, then, as the title of the video suggests, you're gonna die in poverty.
I mean, like I said,
if you don't stop, you have to stop. It's you stop or you die in poverty. Because right now it's insane. It adds an additional 20% to your budget, 15% to your budget. And we can't even survive in the needs. It's just really no longer a choice. So you're choosing at this point. Even yes, addictive tendencies. I get it, and that is not my thing to talk about. If you choose to do that after this conversation, you've chosen just giving up and.
Well, I mean, after this conversation, I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing for the last 30 to 45 days, which is work as much as I humanly possibly can.
How many hours a day do you think that?
I'm putting in like a good 40-hour work week now.
Okay. Well, I think that when we can't survive, I think that needs to be 60 to 80.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's where I am. And like at the end of the day, again, no excuses. You know, people think I don't want to get a real job. I'm a disabled fellow, man. Right? I've been disabled since 2005. Right? I can't work hard. I can't do physical labor. That's not an option, right?
I think call it home.
From what I've seen, he's not.
Again, service.
So now they have to Google that I'm a
Can't
felon.
do
He
stuff.
beats his
Especially if
wife.
he's talking about he just drove like
Because that's what happens.
whoever knows how many hundreds of
Go
miles
do it
to
right now.
this show. He's not super disabled.
They have to hire that person.
Yeah.
They're not going to.
Those are the positions where those more
making websites, so he can
what's
sit
the
at
word?
a desk for hours on end. He's been streaming. He's
People
done
with
all that
records.
stuff. So he's not disabled to the fact where he
do
can't
tend to
work a
find
job.
more opportunities.
Right, but are they also
Granted, he does that on his own
disabled?
time, but still.
Right, like I'm saying.
Well, this would hopefully be work at home.
Right.
I'm just giving one option. I'm sure,
but I'm just saying, like, if that job crosses my lap tomorrow, I'll take it. Have I actively looked for it? Absolutely. I just don't think it exists.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. Our good friend LinkedIn. You know, this is a wide variety. Well, this is giving way too much variety. Let's just do customer service. Because I did call center and it was doing like real estate agent. It was like the 5th one down.
Right.
Doesn't make sense. There you go. I would apply to these billion, trillion, quadrillion jobs.
I have. I'm telling you. I've done this exact thing in the
You've
last year.
applied for all of them.
No, I've applied for over a dozen, and I kept getting told the same thing, which is, dude, you're unemployable.
Yeah. So even for the people that are very employable, though,
yeah,
applying for a dozen jobs, you likely won't get a single job.
Okay, I had that headhunter.
Yeah.
Tell me off camera.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's nothing we're gonna be able to do for you. I don't think there's anything. But you need to focus on the YouTube thing.
Okay.
Like if a headhunter is telling me that these people aren't going to hire me, I trust her evaluation.
No, I get it. I struggle with the conversation. If we decide it's impossible, then it's impossible regardless.
Well, I understand that, but if you told me that I need to start flapping my wings and fly out of here, right? We would agree that that's not a possibility.
She's probably right that you can't get most desirable jobs.
Not desirable jobs. Anything. Dude, how desirable is it to cold call teachers about a union and get screamed at by them? Because that's the job I applied for.
Yeah.
And got told they wouldn't give it to me. How desirable is that job?
Not thrilling.
No. And that was the most desirable job I applied for.
Okay.
And they wouldn't offer me that one. And I had a friend in management at that company.
So you're not willing to try?
Am I willing to try doing something that is clearly not going to happen? No. Now, if I get the felony sealed, which is going to cost money, but at the end of my second year of probation, which I think is this year.
How much will it cost? Okay.
Thousands. But if I get that sealed, this is a whole other conversation.
That might be a very worthy investment, pulling from the Magic the Gathering.
But until March, that's not a conversation we can even start.
Well, March is coming up pretty quick. So I worked, what was it? It's like senior year of college. It was in between a couple jobs where my dad was like, why aren't you working? You need to go work this job. And it was like this odd jobs all around, and it connected people who like needed work. And the people that I was like moving mattresses with into like newly built college apartment complexes, they were all felons, and they were like people who just couldn't get work anywhere else. There was still opportunity that they saw.
Yeah, manual labor
is
generally pretty lenient on that kind of thing.
Yes.
But
Now, of course,
I can't stand
that
up.
was just an example, though. This was just an example, though. I'm just saying, if we refuse to search for it because we believe it doesn't exist, then it's not going to exist.
Right. Well, when I'm getting told by professionals it doesn't exist, I listen to professionals.
Yeah,
and if
sure.
that makes me quiet, that's
I don't know. I wasn't there for the conversation.
Yeah.
I wasn't there for the conversation. It's hard for me to just fully. I don't know. I wasn't there.
I wish we'd put it in the doc, if I'm being honest with you.
Okay.
I mean, we did. It says right there, management would not give us approval because they wouldn't.
Yes, but
it's all there.
from there, it made it look like because you said, well, you Google me, I'm a pedophile.
And I'll tell you my financial plan, and it might be a stupid one. Okay. But because I've seen traction in the last 30 to 45 days, the more I work, the more income I bring in.
Yeah.
The more that I make YouTube videos, the more that I put effort into the editing, the more that I put effort into being an entertainer, the more money I make. And that seems to be more valuable than chasing after a dream that professionals are telling me doesn't exist.
Okay.
Right? This is viable.
Professionals is just that one conversation we had.
I've talked to several hiring people. Yeah.
Okay. I just have to trust you on that.
I've applied for several jobs in the last year.
Doesn't.
Roughly.
Yeah, that's like a half-hour work on
again, when you get shut down by several people doing hiring, you get told the same message, including by a headhunter. Hey, man, you're a felon who has all these terrible rumors about you. Who's going to hire you to be working in your company? Also, you're disabled. Also, you have no education. Also, you have no work history. Right?
I don't know. You're a CEO. You built a multi-million-dollar company.
These companies don't see that.
No.
They're not looking for somebody that runs their own business. They're looking for somebody that can make them money.
I wasn't saying it just like that. All I'm saying is reframing and resume building, and interview skills. With everything you just said that's against you, except for the following stuff. Like you said, the lack of education, lack of work history, and stuff like that. Reframing to what you actually have accomplished, because you have accomplished a lot.
Lying, man.
That's not lying. You have accomplished a lot. You have a multi-million-dollar business.
I've never been a fan of going in and fudging my resume to make it look
not
palatable.
fudging either.
I don't have an education, but it's because I chose to learn abroad or something.
I was talking about your work skills. You've actually built something successful.
These companies don't see that. If you find me a job that pays as much as putting the same hours into my YouTube channel as that, I'll take that job. And I'll do it as well.
I mean, you do 40 hours a week, right?
Yeah.
But we might need to do 60 to survive, which might require 20 somewhere else.
Well, it'd be smart to put that 20 hours into this business, the one I'm building, that I keep 100% instead of keeping 5% and kicking the other 90%
You think
up to the guy
that
up top.
20% will or that 20 hours a week, that extra 50% in labor is going to equate to an extra 50% in revenue? If yes, then do it. Absolutely.
I don't know. It's
the math would have to work, right?
Right. And I don't think most jobs are going to make that math work. Most $12 an hour jobs, which is minimum wage in Arkansas, I think now. I think it might be less, but it's supposed to hit 12 eventually, right?
Brings an extra $960 a week. That at least meets us to our minimum. Yeah. And minimum is better than draining our savings.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'd rather put that hours into my business.
Yes, no, I'm not against that. I'm just saying, as long as the value actually, if the math works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Right.
Have you worked with any services, by the way? I can't speak for Arkansas. I can't speak for the city. There's local services. There's a wide variety of services who focus on the rehabilitation aspect of people's lives. Now, you did not go to prison, but you do have a felony.
Sure.
That helps to connect felons with workplace opportunities. There are services out there. Have you worked with any of them yet?
It's never come across my table. It's not
about coming across your table. What about you going across their table?
Well, my plan is to seal the felony and try to move forward from there. And that happens in 3 months, provided I can afford it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've never heard of that before. So I don't know if it even exists in my area, but it might. What would they offer? I don't think they'll offer any financial.
A lot of things I'm seeing are Texas resources. Again, I can't speak for that, but
right. Well, as far as I know, I might not need that in 3 months. But if it turns out in 3 months that I won't be able to get this,
then you'd be willing to?
Yeah, of course, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Again, it's just if math works, dude. If you can bring it in YouTube, if we can get back to $10,000 a month again. Yeah, I'm all about it.
I think the biggest mistake I ever made was in 2020 after my nervous breakdown. I stopped working.
Yeah.
And I should have had all of this money. I still could, had I not just 2020 when every other YouTuber
Now you got a sale.
went to work. I had to get into intensive therapy instead. I had to reorganize my brain.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm glad I did it. Don't get me wrong. It was a good use of my time. I came out a different person. But I think my biggest answer is I just need to go back to making as many videos as I can, considering my scheduling, my health, and really put my effort into my business.
So I do concede. I mean, if the professionals told you that, I mean, again, if that's what they said,
But again,
I do believe it.
they're all telling me it becomes a whole other ball game in March. Hire a lawyer, spend a couple $1,000s, get this completely off my record, no longer shows up in a background check, then all we have to do is deal with the other obstacles.
My favorite thing is always to punch back against certain mindsets and try to push people to better themselves. So this is what I try.
Well, like I said, I promise you, I'm not giving up hope. If it comes down to my YouTube channel is no longer making me money anymore, and I literally have to steal for a living, I'll do it.
Well, let's not do that.
No, but I would. I'm telling you, if I have to steal bread to feed my family, I would be that guy.
Yeah.
Right? I would do whatever it takes to survive. Right?
Now, I will
and
say
certainly getting a job like every other human has ever had, or the jobs I've had. I worked security. I washed dishes in a Mexican restaurant. I worked.
What does that
right?
make
I have
me?
no problem with working. If the job fits me and it's going to keep my bills paid, it's going to keep my health insurance so that I don't die, obviously going to do it, man.
Surely.
Obviously.
That's why you came in
I
the
think one
first
thing that would
place.
help, not
Maybe I
pushing
just
someone to
wanted
get
to
work, and I know there's probably background and a lot of different story.
Maybe I
If your
decided
significant
to
other
break
is able to
my
help split the
own
costs
rule.
of the place they're living,
Train a
that
known
will
triad.
help with your thing.
No reason
I do want to talk
whatsoever.
about, before we wrap it up,
I think we
just,
both know.
okay,
What
say you
would you
make
like
it
to
10
learn?
years like you said. I hope it's much longer. I really do. Let's just go off that 15-year arc.
Sure.
What does that look like to you? We've done YouTube for 15 years, so we're halfway through that.
I don't know.
That arc. What does the next 15 look like?
I mean, here's what my life has looked like so far, right? I was homeless when I was 12, right? I was couch surfing. I was breaking into buildings up at the University of Arkansas. Statute of Limitations has gone up on that, by the way. But I was sleeping in buildings that they were building still.
I want to hear about your future, the
Right, but hold
exciting
on.
things,
But hold on a
not
second.
your bad
We're gonna get there.
past.
We're gonna get there, okay? But when I was homeless, I wouldn't have told you that 3 years later I would be running a small business running web design, right?
Sure.
And then later, while I was running that business, I wouldn't have told you I'd be disabled soon after, right? And when I was disabled, I wouldn't have told you I would be a YouTuber who made $1.3 million across a decade, right?
Plus more with sponsorships, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It was probably closer to like 2, right?
probably as much as 2.5. I would say across everything I've made, close to $2.5 million in 10 years. That's
Incredible.
right. I cannot tell you what the future looks like, but I'm always hopeful. One of my favorite movies, Castaway, right? Just gotta stay alive, man. That's it. Just gotta stay alive because you never know what the tide could bring in tomorrow.
I do agree
have
with
no
that, but
clue
what
what
about plans?
Well, my plan currently, right now, is I've taken it day by day. Every therapist will tell you this is what you got to do.
Yeah.
My current plan is to continue to throw myself at my existing business because my existing business is still profitable.
This is true.
And I'm looking for that next opportunity. I've looked at reselling on Whatnot as a possibility. I've looked at trying to find a small business loan to open something in the area. I've talked to a friend about doing a smash room.
Sammy?
Employment, like I said, come March, there might be a job out there that suits me and that suits my needs, and I'm still going to look for that. All I know is that right now, when I get home from this, I go home and I film videos and I live stream and I do what I can to entertain the audience that I currently have. And when that audience is gone, I hope I find a new one.
You know, it's another option. I don't want this. This is more last case.
Yeah.
We take it. We sell the house. Have the hundreds of thousands in equity, about $300,000 of equity, and then instead of paying $2,121 in rent, we get like a 1-bedroom, pay like $1,100. Now, obviously that sucks. That's hard. Obviously, it has to be ground level, but it saves you $1,000 a month.
I'll do even better.
Okay.
The plan is to move that out of Northwest Arkansas and get to a place where we can buy a house for $50,000.
Well, you said you had to stay there for medical providers.
Well, it involves giving up on that.
So you're just
right. It involves like not necessarily worrying about being near the best possible health care, right? Okay. It'll be a more rural farm, a more rural kind of thing, right? But there's still help at rural hospitals, right? They know what they're doing. Just doesn't need to be cutting edge, right? And you can get a house out in the boonies for $50K in Arkansas.
Sure.
It might be closer to her family. It sucked to be further away from my support structure there, but that is a possibility. The Hail Mary play has always been, sell the house, hopefully clear 250 after closing fees and everything else, and then take that money and live off of it at a very reasonable amount. I think that if you get out into the small parts of Arkansas, you buy a $50,000 house, you have a little bit of land.
Gives you $16,000 a year for the remaining 15. So that'd be
you can live pretty okay in Arkansas for $16,000 a year. It ain't great, but I know people who do it.
I know, it would be difficult. It's $1,388.
No more $900 a month fast food at that point.
At this point.
Yeah, McDonald's becomes the treat at that point for sure. But
at this point.
Yeah. But that's the Hail Mary play.
So I'm rooting for you, not because you're a YouTuber, not because you're sitting across the table from me, not because of history or because you're on the show, whatever. I'm rooting for you because you're a human being who exists on this planet. I'm rooting for you. I'm wishing you the best of luck, man. I'll be honest, I am scared.
Me too. Yeah.
I really hope you follow some of the pointers we talked about today.
Oh, I'll tell you, the first thing I do is pay off these high interest debts.
Yeah, never take out another one.
Never. And I had no. And again, the thing I learned from you here today is how bad these were. I had no clue that they were as bad as they were.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
And yeah, IRS, and then more self-employment income. We're setting aside some money for taxes. I don't think your tax bill is going to be sorted in, but
no, it'll probably be another $2,000 or $3,000 this year.
Yeah.
It should be reasonable.
Potentially selling the house. Oh, jeez. Yeah, really, it's an income question and what you're not just willing to do, but what you're able to do as well. Yeah. Because of physical things and because of your background. And you're right, the internet search, that's the killer. That's the killer. The felony you conceal. The internet search, it's impossible.
Never goes away.
So just have to hopefully get hired by someone who doesn't know how to use the internet.
Well, the goal is to, and again, the headhunters I've talked to, the employers that I've talked to, it comes down to finding someone who doesn't care. And we talked about that when it comes to like people who hire felons and people who hire whatever, right? We are second chance employers, right?
Yes.
And they will look at the situation, and you just got to find that one sympathetic person. That's why I've never given up on finding a job, right? They keep telling me how impossible it is.
Why'd you only do 12 applications this year so far then?
Everybody told me, wait till the felony is sealed. Wait till the felony is sealed.
Gotcha.
Right? Like, imagine you apply for a place right now, and the felony's on there. And now they're aware of you, and now you apply 6 months from now. They remember you're a felon, right? Let's do it in 6 months when the felony's gone, and they never even have to know that was a felon, right? Now all we have to do is find somebody who can deal with my disability and can deal with the fact that they Google my name, they see a bunch of rumors. And that's the killer. That's the killer. They're only rumors because they're not true, right? And you just got to find the person that understands that. So I don't lose hope that person exists.
Please don't lose hope.
Yeah.
Please don't lose hope across this entire thing. That's going to be what drives you forward. Let's just do one more guess. Just one more thing.
Give it up, you
across
fuck.
all your investments, not the house, but everything else you own.
Sure.
You can survive 9 months. 9 months and the party's over.
Think about this positively, because this is how I'm thinking about it every day. I get 9 months to try to find a work through that gets this income up, that deals with my physical restraints, that deals with my mental health issues, that I can find the right groove to bring in this income before we have to sell the house. How many people walk in here that don't have a 9-month grace period? I'm so blessed to have a 9-month grace period to figure this one out.
Do you have any final thoughts? Any final things?
I looked into what you were doing here, and you're clearly a very entertaining person. But at the end of the day, I learned a lot here today.
Good.
And I definitely think you're doing a very good thing for people here. You're doing it in a very entertaining way.
I'm just me.
And I mean, maybe we butted heads a little bit during this thing, and that's okay. But I think
What did you call me?
Now, if you're building wireframes, the words you write for the content is of utmost importance, since for clients they will be heavily scrutinized. This is where it's...
Do you think you have what it takes to make life?
You can't take this stuff personally, Wade. It was business. You know what I'm saying?
Not to me, it wasn't.
Look, if you don't like it, you take it up with Big Smiley. He's the one who needs the pussy. I was doing my job. Fuck, man. Is this what this is all about?
Yeah, and Winston, and Peggy.
Fuck!
You're coming with me.
Look, maybe we can cut a deal. All right, stop all this shit, man. And I'll make sure that Big Smiley cuts you in on one of the side business. Maybe the fucking whole damn thing. I mean, hey, we can be generous, okay? Yeah, he's gonna be the future chairman of the fucking Sommelier.
Yeah? You and Big Smiley are pretty close, huh?
Yeah, we're tight, like motherfucking brothers.
Me and Winston, we were tight too.
Get him! Get him now! Oh yeah, take your time, boys. Yeah, make him suffer.
I was left with like 800 a month. I calculated with all this income that I'm making and all my bills that I have to pay, I was left with like 800 a month. I'm so
Wait,
Hi guys, my name's Adriana. I am 24 years old. I am born and raised here in Austin, Texas. And this I calculated with all this income that I'm making and all my bills that I have to pay, I was left with like 800 a month. I'm so serious.
No.
Hi guys, my name's Adriana. I am 24 years old. I am born and raised here in Austin, Texas, and this is Financial Audit.
Wow, one of the few people in Austin who's actually from Austin. What do you do here for a living?
I am a paralegal.
Are we making the paralegal?
Yes.
That screams a few different things. That's either like
No,
way too many hours with way too little pay, or okay. What do you
No,
do?
I work 40 hours and the salary is $50K.
Okay, so in terms of working in the legal field, you probably want to make more than that eventually.
I do. I need to finish my bachelor's and then I want to apply to law school.
Okay, so you have to finish your bachelor's. And this is pretty good. It's pretty good. How do you feel living off of 50 in Austin?
It's not my only source of income. So I
What
think.
else do you do?
So I work at a church in Tarrytown. Was that too specific?
No, I don't think
okay.
so, but that's up to you.
Okay, yeah. No, I work at a church in Tarrytown. I take care of little kids. So just on Sundays.
Okay. How much you make for that? Like a couple
It's like
hours.
20 an hour for 4 hours.
Oh,
Every
okay.
Sunday. So like $320 a month. About.
Yeah. So $50,000 plus $320. And how do you feel living off of the 50 plus the 320?
Plus. So I have rental income. I bought a house when I was 21.
Okay.
In San Antonio, and I rent it out. And so the mortgage is $1,250.
Yeah.
And I charge my tenants $1,900. So possibly.
Listen,
I think that's
you're
like
gonna regret this.
$700.
Yeah.
And then plus, I guess, if you count child support.
You get child support too.
Yeah. I have a
Okay.
son.
How much?
$320 a month.
How old's your kid?
He is turning 2 February 17th.
Wow. So we have a lot of different things. Okay. The rental property. This is interesting. We haven't had someone with the rental
Where are we
property
going?
in a bit. So
To the restaurant.
yeah, we have net 700, but or do they cover
What's
all
going on?
utilities and everything?
We're bringing them to Mrs. Chu.
Do you
She has
set
something she wants to
any
tell
aside for future repairs? Do you
Mrs.
set
Chu.
any aside for
All
future
right.
vacancies?
I have a security deposit.
So no. Is
No,
your
as you can
answer.
see by my
could take care of
the
this
Chase
So no.
business account, that was
I'm
like,
tempted.
well, I was unemployed
You
for
and
6
me
months
handle
last
this
year,
and it'll happen
and so
fast.
that's why all this debt kind of accumulated.
This son of a bitch deserves the worst.
Yeah,
we
because
can
you have
give
way
him.
too many
You're the
sources of
boss,
income
Wayne.
for what we're about to go through.
No,
so
yeah, I
far,
just started
this
this
audit
job.
sounds like, oh my gosh,
No,
someone
no.
just came on and they're just doing incredible. But that's
No.
like what I went through. Like all of a sudden, it's just like
I have the
there's,
trauma
like,
dump,
such a
and then you'll
disconnect.
understand.
Yeah, but what?
I have the trauma dump, and then you'll understand all of that.
Oh,
All the credit
trauma
card
dump.
transactions.
That's
Oh,
every
God.
single thing on the show.
No,
Trauma
literally,
dump.
I'm gonna see the comments. Trauma dumping.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully that meme. You should be setting $117 aside on a monthly basis for future vacancies at the minimum. At the minimum.
Wait, you said 117?
117. Notes, I like it. Rare. So 583 would be your cash flow. That would be your cash flow on a monthly basis. 'Cause the rest of the set is okay. Oh, so I mean the trauma doc. I mean, give us a brief version because we're about to go into a bunch of debt and stuff, or maybe we can go a little into the debt, then we start with the story. But give me your scores at a time. What do you think your score is?
As of right now, standing with all my debt and income, one. Like I just started this job in January. That's why now my income.
Oh man, they just keep coming!
Like where I can like pay all the bills and have some left over.
So, we got a Big Daddy credit card right here. I mean, there's a couple Big Daddy credit cards. We're sitting at $4,020.29. It went up. 3,383. I thought you were getting your shit together, but it went up. How's your previous balance? Minimum monthly payment, and look, trust me, these back up.
No,
that we're about to go through.
We'll see.
Okay, $158.07 on a monthly basis, and this makes no sense. This makes no sense. If this is going up and this card is accruing interest, and we have a bunch of other debt that we're trying to pay off, and we're finally in a situation that's good, and we're ready to start attacking different things. What?
Yeah, nothing. Go on.
Well, you're laughing and smiling and like.
Because you're just funny.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just. It's dead. That's
No, I
not
know.
funny to me, but like, okay. Yeah, I know my personality is weird.
Yeah, no, your personality is funny. It's charming.
Okay. Popeyes. TikTok shop. You're shopping from TikTok.
$7. First of all, say the amount. $7.
$7.26. Yeah.
Okay, and I wanted a perfume, and it was only $7. So I feel like valid. It was cheap.
Go roll around in some grass and flowers. What is this? If there's debt that you can't pay off, you literally can't pay off debt. I think you smelling extra beyond clean is the least of our concern.
This fucking guy.
And trust me, I'm not like, I am not the guy that says, oh, don't go to Starbucks and don't go out to
roll around in some grass and some flowers.
When you're in debt and you can't afford to live, and we have missed payments coming up. We have missed payments coming up. We're not getting perfume. That's when I'm like, no, don't get Starbucks. That doesn't make any sense. But I'm not the don't live. I give people 30% of their income. 30% of their net income, I say, go spend money on fun. So you, when you go and do this, it doesn't make sense. You're trying to pay off debt. You're missing payments. It doesn't make sense to do it right now. You cannot afford it.
Okay.
So don't $7. It was just $7.
It was. Okay.
I know it was just $7. That's $7 that could have gone towards debt. And not only that, but it's the death of 1,000 cuts because again, I went. What I started with Popeyes, and then I only said a second thing, and we're like, oh, $1,000. Look how many lines there are. We're about to go through a lot of lines. I wouldn't be laughing about this. Dutch Bros, that's hilarious. Hobby Lobby, comedic. P. Terry Stand, that's a comedy show right there. D. Nada Cantina, Rain On. What's raining on? What's raining on you? You're raining the dollar bills on Rain On.
That was, my coworker and I just went out to eat. Well, I guess my ex-coworker for the last job, and we ended up at 4th Street.
It's only $7, and then she going crazy on everything else.
Oh, okay. I mean, I know 6th Street, but
yeah, it's how do you say that? It's like the gay district, like the 4th Street, like Pride district. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that's why it's Rain On, right? Rain On. Yeah.
Rain On 4th Street, yeah.
So I recently discovered that my monies was getting taken away from me without knowing. I was getting charged every month for a subscription I haven't used in forever. Not only is that part frustrating.
Very like. I just want someone to film
never
him.
Been with me on a
I want
date.
someone to film him on a date. Very like.
Thousands of people, and yeah, I mean, be nice. There's really no reason not to. Like, I mean, I come in here and I'm like, but we want to hopefully end it on a positive note. Actually, we can, Brandon, if you want to insert the clip here.
Oh man. Well, that's it for me. I'm gonna go find me some food. I didn't realize it was almost 5 o'clock. I started late, so I didn't get to stream as long as I wanted to. But hey, a stream's a stream. So we're gonna end it here, and I'll be back. I might do something this weekend. I don't know. I think my weekend's pretty busy actually. Cause I know Sunday's gonna be busy for sure. Cause I was invited to somebody's Super Bowl party and they got food. Saturday, I'm gonna be busy in the morning, and I don't know how long that's gonna take. and you're a big dude, everybody wants you to help them move or carry something or something. So, but worst case scenario, I don't stream this weekend, but I'll be back on Monday. Whether it's actually on schedule or not, I'll be back Monday because I need to work out and stuff. Oh yeah, I didn't work out today. I gotta go do that too. Crap. Forgot all about that. But all right, I appreciate everybody hanging out. The stream is over. I'll catch you on the next one.